Hi, everybody. Welcome back once again for another exciting, thrilling, drama-filled episode of These Are My Pets and This Is What They Do.
Facts.
Yes.
Where's the lie? There's no lie. We literally all just want to spend an episode talking to our pets. That's all we want. Party broken. Good night all.
Good night
Shut up, Aries.
So, first of all, Brett, thank you so much for the raid.
Yes. Thanks for the raid, my brother. We appreciate you, man. So happy to hear you're getting started.
Yes, congratulations on your first stream.
Yeah, I lost your stream virginity. Streaming some Red Dead Redemption.
Stream-gidity.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Red Dead. That brings back memories.
Me and my imaginary friend raided you guys. You know what? To start.
No. See, here's the thing. In any of those instances of imaginary friends, we all know how they turned out. We look at Philip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Philip is
Very real. Yeah,
Yes.
very real.
Yes.
Back to the intros though. Hi guys. Welcome back to Stormkeep. Here at Stormside Games, we're on our 64th episode of our Isles in the Mist Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And holy crap.
Change my shirt.
Yeah, he was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which was really cool. You know, I just realized it would have been hilarious if I had realized that you had started a second stream playing Red Dead on this account. Because, you know, when I saw you earlier today, when you reached out to me, Brett, and you were streaming on that alt account that was for a test, you had said that you had to work out issues with your main account. And then you did work it out. I didn't realize you were letting me know that you were actually going to stream again. It would have been really cool, like meta raidception, if I had been lurking in that stream when you raided me. That would have been really cool. To raidception myself would have been funny.
The thumbnail for our live right now is ridiculous.
What was that? Who's live what, huh?
nothing. Druid being distracted streamer again.
Oh, wait, who was live?
We are.
Yeah. She was looking at what the if you go on the D&D page and you see where we are, what that thumbnail looks like. She's like, it's ridiculous.
It's me going, which is nothing new.
There's a thumbnail?
Yeah.
Yeah, it auto-generates one.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
2.5 hours later.
Druid distracted? No, never. Hi, Wookiees.
Hello, Wookiees.
Wookiees and cookies.
Wookiees and cookies.
How you doing, buddy? Good to have you back, sir. I'm so sorry I didn't get to play some Diablos with you this afternoon. If we had hit it up a little bit earlier. Same thing with Daddy Dagoth, if you're in the house tonight. Like, he had hit me up this afternoon, too. Both of you were a little late on the draw, but you also didn't know how long it takes us to prep for D&D tonight and have dinner and stuff. So, speaking of prepping and dinner and all that kind of thing, since a lot of our regulars are here, not all, but a lot, we're going to have to repeat this again during intermission. But I'm going to share it right now. We have, based upon you guys' feedback and votes, we've officially decided that the D&D stream will shift slightly a half an hour earlier starting next week. So be looking for us at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And you guys need to help me remember to change the About section and the Discord. So, yeah, so we just, there are several different reasons why we're shifting it just a half an hour. The primary one is a technical one, and that's that we, over the last year and a half that we've been doing this, have figured out that for some reason, Druid and Fate's internet bandwidth starts to drop off and get worse the later you go into the evening after 9:30. And that's why we were having that audio cut out from them. It wasn't their mic, because we tried multiple different mics, and it wasn't their software or their computers. It was nothing that they could do anything about, because what was happening was their internet bandwidth dips enough that the audio gets dropped and cut off. And we don't want to have any more of that. So we're going to shift it by half an hour, and that should solve it. The other reason that there's some benefits to it is that we'll be a little bit fresher, and I know we talked about it. And there's a lot of good benefits and almost no negative benefit, or no. There's a lot of pros and almost no cons. So.
Yes, Aries.
Yes.
You can stay awake for more.
Yeah. And if it does so happen that occasionally we go a little long because of a combat going along or something, that's okay. We might have some of those audio dropout issues during that 30-minute window, but they'll be minor, and if we're in the middle of combat, it shouldn't be a big deal. So.
Yep. That is correct, Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah, may I get a shout out for Mr. Wookiees and Cookies, please?
Yes, please. Banana Tom, if you're there, please get the Wookiees and Cookies.
Yeah, because we got one for Spud.
Do it.
We need one for Wookiees.
Wait, Spud? Tater Lord's here too? Oh my God, Tater Lord, buddy, how you doing?
Thank you, Banana Tom.
I'm always so honored when Tater Lord can make it. I was lurking in your stream today too, Tater Lord, this morning for quite some time. Boy, a lot of folks were streaming today. It was hard to keep track of all you wonderful folk, but we did our best. We shared our bandwidth as much as we could, literally and figuratively. Yes. So everyone, please. Check out these amazing streamers. Spud Solutions is just, Tater Lord is one of the best people on Twitch. He's just a sweet human being, and we adore him. So go support him.
He has a great smile.
Yep. Man, yesterday was an amazing Bandwidth and Banter episode. Oh my God, it was a milestone. It was a record for us in multiple different ways, right? Because we had a pretty big name, a pretty influential person in Twitch, a really respectable, admirable, amazing person named Brandon Wolf Gaming on. So
can I share something? Okay, so I had a new follower in my stream yesterday, and their name was Celestial Bluetooth, and then they ended up coming over and watching Bandwidth and Banter. He actually knew Brandon Wolf Gaming and was like a regular in Phaser's stream. Randomly found my channel.
Wow. That is phenomenal.
And I'm just like, what?
And remember, chat, if you missed yesterday's Bandwidth and Banter episode, you can catch it on YouTube on Friday.
That's right. Thank you for that, yeah.
Spud Solution has also interviewed one, so go check them out. Same with Wookiees.
Oh yeah, Wookiees and Cookies
Tom.
and Spud were fantastic. And Banana Tom, we can't forget the very first Bandwidth and Banter episode was our own Nanner Lord. So.
Yep.
Our own Nanner Lord.
Yep.
And
he got to feel all of the awkwardness of all of us. Like all of us were like, we're nervous.
I want to do something cool.
It was also it was a banner day for Bandwidth and Banter. We had our biggest numbers yet. So, I mean, I don't like to talk about numbers because it's all about supporting people and everything, and just bringing the entertainment value and the joy. That's what matters most. But it's nice to see growth and success. And yesterday was our absolute best Bandwidth and Banter day, both for average numbers and peak numbers. So super stoked and happy because the goal is and always has been and always will be for us to highlight you guys, to help bring about this kind of lifting of all the boats that we can. So look at that, Fate. I like that. That's a new command that itsStarkitty created. Thank you, milady.
Oh yeah.
I need to clean it up a little bit more, but yeah, it works for now.
Was it a straight copy and paste?
I added some stuff that you missed.
Oh, okay.
It's not in the description of the YouTube videos.
Okay.
StormyD is the dungeon master and playing human NPC Rylar the Suffrigant Philip the Baby Beholder and Chunkapillar.
Oh, I see what you added there. You didn't have to do that, but okay, thank you.
Guar. Guar's new. We're not used to Guar yet.
Oh yes, I forgot Guar.
Yes.
Guar can't talk though.
What?
So,
But he gets acted out though.
but the Guar can't talk though.
That is true. That is true. That's one of his limitations. Like, I hope you guys paid attention to what's going on with all of your different familiar/pets, right? Because they all have different qualities that make them kind of, obviously they're unique individual creatures, but they're also unique in the way you can interact and operate with them, right? So, for example, Philip, he can actually talk with all of you now and offer advice and have, role-playing interactions, but he can't move more than 10 feet from her, so he can't actually and he can't interact with anything in the universe. So he actually doesn't have any practical use from that standpoint, other than, offering his input. And Chunkapillar can't talk to anybody but Fern, and he can't really talk to her, he can only, share his feelings with her, empathically. And he can't interact physically in the world, except that he can actually go out and scout in his flying forms. So now you have somebody who can fly around and be quick and sneaky and pretty much be unharmed. You don't have to worry about them. And then finally, Guar, who is the new pet/animal companion, really not a pet, but animal companion. He can't talk. And he can scout, probably not as good as the moth or dragonfly form, but he can. The main thing is he can actually get in combat. You can use him to flank.
He's a dire wolf.
Yeah.
He's in dire wolf form.
Yeah.
And aloha, Daddy Dagoth.
Can't talk, but it can attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
he talks with the crits.
Mm-hmm. And technically speaking, in a way, Bunkai is the companion, / familiar for Rylar, right? He can't really do anything except when you guys are up against specific targets. Then Bunkai can help Rylar be a little bit stronger.
Or how does Rylar call him? Banky?
Bunky.
Bunky?
Bunky.
Because he has a hard time saying Bunkai.
Can you send me a description of gear when you are done tonight? Gear.
What gear we're wearing?
Okay.
Gear. Oh, no, I'm picking up an Tom. I know he means Guar. Gear?
Well,
he means Guar, or does he mean gear? He might mean the stuff that we're wearing. I don't know.
Aries said, and Rylar's won't shut up. Well, Aries, you're not wrong there, but he does have a favorite word he likes to say a lot.
Don't say it.
Right?
Don't do that to me, you.
I just opened up Discord.
I know, but it went all black on my over here when I disappeared. I got scared.
It was funny today. We were getting our dinner, and she paid with credit card at the little credit card machine, and she tapped it. It's one of the tap ones, and the first word that popped up was processing, and I almost said something.
I didn't say it. He wants a description of Guar.
Yeah.
So you guys know now where Bunkai's original core programming came from. He was a credit card machine.
Is he on dial-up internet?
I immediately don't like him because I deal with him all the time. I work for them.
It's true. Facts got me beat. Just kidding. I was gonna try to argue, but never mind.
Anyway.
I know why you do beat.
I have a question though, real quick before we really get started.
Yeah.
Who are you guys?
Oh, right. We got to do the intros. I screwed that up, didn't I? Okay, that's right.
It's okay. We're taking care of some business.
We got excited.
Yep.
Yeah,
I am StormyD, and I am your host and dungeon master. I play all the NPCs and the monsters and help guide the story along for our amazing players. And we're gonna pop over there this time, and those wonderful folks over there. Yeah, look at that! Look at that! He's all fuzzy. He's fuzzy.
He's so
No,
handsome.
not the thing behind you. It's you. Tell us who you are, sir, with the beard. Yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm leaning in like there's a mic. Still getting used to it. Hello, everybody. I am extirpatefate, or you can call me Fate. I play Lorkris, the Goliath, who is an Oathbreaker Paladin of Melora, and the Path of the Grave Cleric of Weejoss. And this is Guar.
Oh no,
So
he's hot.
It is pretty toasty in this room, not gonna lie. I'll give it that. It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. But yes, this
Right
is
on.
the Awu.
And right next to him, the green-haired lady who's drinking coffee at the moment with a finger in her face that she just bit off. What is your name, milady? And who do you? What is your name and who do you serve? No, that's not right. Never mind. Introduce yourself, please.
What is your
I
name and what is your
serve
question?
no one. I'm Druid IRL, and I play Fern, who's a wood elf Circle of Spores druid. And this is Chockapillar.
Right on.
All hail Chockapillar. Stronkopillar. Stronkopillar. All hail.
Mm-hmm. And right over here, my lovely significant other and bestest friend and partner in all the world.
Hello, everybody. I am itsStarkitty. I play Emillynn Ray, College of the Battle Singer Bard of the party leader, and used to be interpreter of Philip. And this is Philip. I love Philip.
Hi, Philip.
I sometimes go by Crom Kitty as well.
That's true. She does from time to time. Thanks to Brett and Banana Tom for that one. Mm-hmm.
Brett started it.
Right, Brett started it, but Banana Tom keeps it going when Brett's not around. So, like, you guys are amazing. So.
Yep.
This is so stupid.
Bash up Kai dance. Bash up Kai dance.
Bash up Kai dance. Bash up Kai dance.
And put the arms on Guar.
That was another person who was streaming today, Bashaby. We were watching her while watching Aries. Yes, I do too, Banana Tom. I do too.
Crom Tom, Brett Crom, or Crom Brett. Still deciding.
Brett Crom.
Brett Crom.
Sounds like you're about to start like cooking some chicken. Brett Crom.
Brett Croms.
And then you pan fry.
Help.
All right, so now that the intros are all done, as I said, we're on the 64th episode of our homebrew campaign,
What's
right?
going on?
Wait, what I miss? I'm sorry.
Nothing. Coffee's too late in the day.
Oh, Jesus. Help. God. Anyways, carry on.
Okay.
Brett Con, the new Twitch event. Look at you, Banana Tom.
Okay, so yeah, last week.
Angry Angel.
Hi, Angry Angel. Hello. Welcome in.
So you know what that means, Brett? You gotta get big enough as a streamer to have your own convention.
That's right.
And call it BrettCon.
Mm-hmm. Now you got my wheels turning. Maybe that's something we should set it as a goal for ourselves.
Let's talk about it.
StormCon. I don't know.
We've talked about it before. It was a joke.
Are you serious?
But what's something I've learned about here is we joke about it, we talk about it, and it becomes a thing.
Yeah, right.
Yes, Brett. I'm setting a really high bar. Oh yeah, you could call it CromCon. There we go.
CromCon.
Wait, wasn't I deemed daughter of Crom?
Yeah, that's true. It did happen.
So, last time.
Yeah, last time on Isles in the Mist Dungeons & Dragons campaign.
I think we need to hide chat early.
Oh, look at that.
But hey, it's great content, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
No,
true.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Hashtag facts.
We love you guys.
Yes, thank you so much. So, seriously though, last time was a really, really cool episode, even though not much story went forward and there wasn't any real action. Actually, that's not true. I guess there was action, but it was mostly a lot of interesting drama and interaction and role play because the party members finally connected, they knew where he was at, so they met up with Gwar and Jericho. And it turns out that Gwar had been so traumatized internally with what he had done accidentally to his favorite nurse in his werewolf lord form that he ran away. And more than that, though, he ran away to the grove, to the sacred grove, and Jericho tracked him, and was pretty confident even before he started tracking him that's probably where he went. And the party thought the same thing, and of course the Archdruid had scryed on them, and so he knew that's where they were at. And when the party arrived, Jericho wasn't there at that time. He had been out gathering berries and hunting, and but the party had seen this large white direwolf running around in the forest and peering at them. And it turns out that Gwar had his hair had gone completely white from his own, what he experienced, the trauma that was almost self-inflicted in a way, right? I mean, even though it was basically such intense guilt that he inflicted a PTSD style trauma on himself, and it turned his hair white, and it got him stuck in his direwolf form. And Jericho had a hard time reconnecting with him, but he eventually had, and they were basically living there in the grove while Jericho, thought about what would need to be done next, what would need to happen, and also thinking that eventually, assuming that you guys were still alive, that you would make your way here, and that he was going to be fine living with Gwar and taking care of him there in the Sacred Grove for as long as he needed to. And luckily, it didn't have to be too long, and they all got there. And it was tough. It was a bit bittersweet. It was a little bit sad for some because Gwar especially was apprehensive, and like more than apprehensive. He was filled with fear and anxiety and couldn't even approach or look at the ladies of the group, Fern and Emillynn Ray, whom he was very attached to previously. And because it was really about, coming down on himself and being afraid of himself. And to clarify, not only is he stuck in the direwolf form, he can't communicate either. He can understand language spoken to him, but he has no way of communicating back because, wolf's form doesn't. And so the party role played their reconnection with him, and it turned out that through some very clever and wise choices that the party made, both from all the party members, they enticed him with music, with food.
It was the pie.
Music.
It was the pie.
And She wrote music on that piece of paper. Yeah. They enticed him with music and food. And
no, it's for the stream.
What was that?
Music.
Oh my God, I forgot about the stream. Music. Thank you. All this time.
I was waiting for a good segue. I was gonna right before we got into it. I didn't want to interrupt it too much.
No. I should have said something so earlier. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, you know, I just thought, I'm like, I wonder if the music's up, and I clicked on it, and it wasn't.
Thank you guys.
You're good.
Yeah. We need to somehow like have a checklist, I think, from now on. We need to make a checklist of everything because that needs to be one of our number one because it actually, the music helps mask some of the audio impurities that occur with our systems. So, at any rate, okay, where were we? With music, with peach pie, with Fern, for the first time ever, wild shaping into a little wolf pup. And with Lorkris knowing exactly, how to be approachable, to making himself a safe space for Gwar. Eventually, they were able to pull Gwar out of some level to a certain degree. He's still stuck in his form. He's still skittish and afraid, but he has bonded now with Lorkris in a very, even more than just a typical emotional bond. It's almost, kind of a natural sacred bond. And so now he has effectively become the animal companion for our Paladin of Melora. Even though Paladins, who's also, a cleric of Ouija's, even though Paladins and clerics don't get animal companions, this is a unique situation. He's not like a typical animal companion straight out of the mechanics of D&D, but yeah.
He is the best kind of animal companion.
He sure is.
Yes. And so...
He's the bestest boy.
And so now the group, we had finished things up, with Gwar, the dire wolf, happy enough, comfortable enough to play and be touched by Lorkris and Jericho, but not Rylar or Fern or Emillynn Ray.
Which is the complete opposite of when we first found him.
Right. Right.
But he's still unsure of Rylar.
Yeah. I mean, he's a little more comfortable around Rylar than you ladies, but he's still not comfortable enough to be touched by Rylar. Maybe his wolf senses sense that there's something slightly off about Rylar, the bunkie inside of him. Who knows? All right. So that was a recap of last week. Now we're going to go ahead and find out from our folks what stood out to them the most about that whole interaction last week. Emillynn Ray.
Ooh, I'm first. Wow. Philip, the whole family's back together again. That's so exciting. Can you believe that? We have Gwar back. Gwar is back! Wait. Gwar's back. Can Gwar see you? Can Gwar see you? We're gonna have to test this theory. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next we have...
Hi, Chocolate Noodle.
Hey, Chocolate Noodle.
Chocolate noodle.
Lorkris.
Okay. First off, Fern turned into a puppy and licked my face. That was very weird. Oh, the breath was just. But Guar. We have a lot more in common than I think we know. You did it to yourself, just I get it to myself. We're gonna get along really well, aren't we, bud? Yeah. We got this. We'll protect Fern, right? Won't we? We must protect her.
You're getting me a little choked up there, brother. That was awesome. Fern.
Caterpillar. I think it was really cool to be able to, watch Lorkris be able to help somebody else who was really having a hard time, from the outside. It was kind of cool. Because he did that for me before. I told you that story, remember? You were in the cocoon, though. I don't know if you were actually listening to me or not. And I also got to tell Philip about it, which was pretty cool, too. He probably already told Miss Ray. That's okay. But it was pretty cool to be able to watch him. I turned into a puppy. How can I use this to scare people now? I wonder if I could turn into a giant spider, because I know some people are afraid of them. All of the things. There are so many cool things. Okay, that's it.
Right on.
Fern breaks the fourth wall.
Indirectly, it was indirect.
Man. Going forward, it's gonna be like, wait, where's Fern? Fern?
Just a giant tarantula on the back of Lorkris.
Like, Lorkris, is that
so fast.
Fern on your back?
Fern or no Fern, getting suplexed.
So
It's the onward of victory on the back of Guar. Sorry.
No. What stood out most to Rylar was how epic that peach pie that we made was, and he was really happy that you guys thought he was clever for saving a bit of it when no one realized. And
yeah. Was he so smart?
Yeah, he's happy that Guar is back with us again. He thinks that's where he should stay because, from his point of view, you're his family, and he wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And he knows that we all think of Guar the same way, and so he wants, he likes to look at things from other people's points of view, and so he was like, of course Guar would want to be with us, and it hurt his heart that at first Guar was all scared of you guys, but he was confident that you guys would break through to him, so, and you did.
Guar's gonna be a lot less afraid of hurting us once we go fight something, and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, these people kicked my ass before. I don't know why I am afraid to hurt them.
In all honesty, Emillynn was not very happy about leaving Guar in the hospice, but...
Me neither.
Yeah. But everything happens for a reason. And Guar is now back.
Yeah.
Right on.
Can you ride him like a horse? Isn't he that big where he can ride him like a horse?
Technically...
You probably could.
Yeah, I mean, technically you could, but you already have horses, although they're not with you right now, so...
I mean, I think if anybody could ride Guar comfortably, would be Fern. Lorkris probably not as much. He's a little too chunky.
That's true.
I would imagine, with all the armor and his small stature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Agreed. Well,
But still.
Now it's time to get into the story. The party members are their next leg of their journey in chapter 3 is deciding what to do next. They kind of generally know what to do next. They know they need to, head north to explore further, to scout out the triumvirate, to understand more of what happened in those many years ago, many eons ago, and but deciding exactly how that's going to happen is what we're going to start tonight, and we're going to get that ball rolling. So, unless there's anything else anybody wants to add, yes.
So I know in last session we spent at least a minimum of 2 full days in the grove.
Right.
I know that I wanted to make some more of those vials of holy water from the pool. I'd imagine during that time when Guar had been gone for chunks of time that had happened.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to just add it and be like, well, technically you never said you did.
I appreciate you. You know, I would. Yeah.
But then at the same time, appropriate bookkeeping, because I have done things. I'm like, oh yeah, I say I'm going to do it. I never did it, and so technically never got done.
That is true. There have been moments where I have said, well, in this instance, you should have said it, but you're right. I do appreciate your integrity in that matter, and that's one of the. Yep.
I meant to take my armor off before getting in the water, but I never said I did. And then
Right.
Same.
Right.
Same.
Druid.
So, okay. Cool.
Are we going to go back to Misty City, or are we going to go straight to the north?
Well, we'll
not a good
role play
idea.
that as soon as we jump into it. So with that, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're going to go chat dark until intermission time. One last time, we'll say it one more time before intermission, just as a aside. The new schedule for the new schedule for D&D is going to be 5:30 to 9:30 Central Standard Time starting next weekend. We're only shifting it 30 minutes forward. So instead of 6 to 10, it's going to be 5:30 to 9:30. So and we'll say it again in intermission so we can catch more people. And then I'll be trying to say it throughout my stream, my personal streams later this week. And of course it'll be up on the About section and on Discord. So thank you guys.
And no worries there, Dagoth. I got you just like you got me during the week, during his streams.
That's right.
When I like to lurk.
Mm-hmm. You got this. All right. Thank you guys. Going chat dark. So, you guys get to decide what happens directly next. Do you want to head back? I guess let's role play it. Let's role play you all having a conversation with Jericho.
You guys.
Yes, Fern?
Are we going to actually go back to Misty City? Because I did tell, the arch-druid guy that I would teach him how to talk to the tree to be able to teleport and stuff. Because we thought I thought we were going to be able to persuade Guar to come back with us in the day.
Jericho interrupts you and he says, I think you guys realize that's probably not a good idea. And I don't think he's going to probably be comfortable coming back to the city. Am I right, Guar? And, Guar just kind of he does that puppy dog kind of like,
Is he hiding behind?
Yes, hiding behind Lorkris, yes. Mm-hmm. You can definitely tell. Puppy dog thing, even though he's almost the size of a horse. But yeah, he definitely is not going to be comfortable going back to Misty City. You can tell that right away.
Oh, man. we're gonna be like this every time we try and go back to Misty City?
Well,
Do you say
we're
that out
about to
loud
go
and is your
north.
character?
Yes.
Guar kind of looks at you with his eyes like this, and he's like, you know, his ears perk up. You can tell he's kind of thinking. And he looks kind of like sad about it. He's like, you know, you can tell he's conflicted because this intense fear of going back there is in him, but he hadn't thought of that. He just wanted to escape, wanted to come to the Grove, wanted to be with you guys. And now that that's all happened, he hadn't thought that far ahead. And now he's like, oh, but if I'm going to be with these guys, they're going to want to go home sometimes, right? And now that's what's going on in his head. And he's like, but that means I'm going to have to go back. So that's why he's all like, kind of sad.
But Guar, if when we do go back, you can see Fern's garden.
I was going to say my garden is very safe. And because I have power over it, I can kick everybody out of it. And you could be back there and feel safe. And nobody can talk to you or touch you or come near you and stuff. Because my garden is very sacred and everything.
He kind of...
It will make you...
Sorry, go ahead.
It will make you a special little hidey hole so nobody can... If you want to hide.
You see his eyes get a little bit wide and his ears perk up. And he kind of does that kind of, you know, dog whine a little bit, you know? Like it's kind of a cross between they're unsure, but they're kind of happy, and they're kind of unsure, that kind of whine. But his tail wags it a little bit.
And also, Guar, what we can do so you don't have to interact with other people in the city is Fern can tree port us directly to her garden.
You don't even have to walk through.
He does like this. He does that dog thing.
Yep. So yes, you won't have to interact with anybody else. We can get you right to the garden. You can. Yes.
When he's got that look, I'm like, it's a weird feeling. If you don't want to go right now, that's fine. But know that we have a safe space for you.
Yeah. We don't have to go back now, but we are gonna have to go back at some time. But those are options.
We'll work on it, bud. And I'll just give him a...
Rylar pipes in at this point, and he says, you know, Guar, if we use Fern's tree port technology, if we go through her tree, we go straight to the garden, like they were saying, and you know, you don't have to go anywhere else. You can just go stay right there in the garden, and it'll be like here in a sacred grove, but it'll be the one that was made by Fern, and you know, the Archdruid, didn't he say that he made it like a special space that no one can come to without permission and stuff?
Yeah. And if I tell people, you cannot come in here right now, it is off limits, they have to listen to me. And I'm going to get more garden space. Did you hear when they said that they would? They have no choice. I remember them saying it, and they cannot take it back.
Yes. I actually forgot for us to roleplay that day, even though it was a couple of sessions ago. I meant to tell you that I had teased it, but I was going to describe it a little bit further. The Archdruid had, there's basically some behind, at that point, behind there's some undeveloped land it's mostly just kind of jungle forest mix. And they're going to let you basically take that over out to, because they owe you lands and titles, they're going to give you all choices where you want these lands. And your title obviously would go with you anywhere, right? And they're working out, they didn't tell you exactly what your titles would be. They're going to work out the details, and it has to be official with the mainland MGA in the nobility of where you came from. But the lands that you guys are going to receive is basically payment for completing all those platinum quests. They can be lands here in the Isle in the Mist if you want. They'll give you sections of the island rather than, you know, developed lands back on the mainland.
Oh.
So I forgot to tell you guys that.
Can does all of my land have to be attached? Or can I have like a part here, a part there, a part there, and they're all mine?
That was something that you would have asked the Archdruid, and at that point he would have said, "Well, we'll see what we can work out. I can't promise anything, but I see where you're going with this. You probably want to be the protector of the grove, don't you?"
Yeah.
And based upon your reports, the other grove too. Yes.
Yes. I want to make sure that I can tell people to fuck off if they try to come in there and ruin it.
Okay.
My word, Fern, that is some language.
And
I have not heard this word before.
Protective space. I get very protective of it.
It's not a very sacred word.
It's very sacred when I wanted to make like if I want somebody to get out. It's shocking.
Lorkris says it all the time in Giant and Primordial.
But I will say I will bully Lorkris into protecting one of those lands if I cannot have all of them.
And the Archdruid would have said, and that's actually what I was thinking about. If some of you all are willing to, if more than one of you are willing to have your lands here on the Isle, then we can probably work something like that out.
We'll discuss.
Which one do you want?
We'll discuss this when we're done.
Okay.
If we are even here to be able to protect these lands.
Oh, we will.
You know what I mean, Fern.
I know what you mean, but we will come back to protect them.
Okay, so
Anyway,
that's the
but
deal.
now- okay.
Is that yeah? You guys will have the land potentially. You know, she would definitely have more space at the garden behind. You know, Mr. Jocko's Relic Hunters behind the guild hall. So. So anyway, this whole conversation that you have with Guar, you can tell he's feeling much more comfortable about it. He's not sure if he's ready to go back right now, but in the time that you're kind of talking with him about it, you Lorkris get the sense, you don't have the same kind of empathic connection that she has, but you get the sense that in his eyes, he is committed to whatever you need and want. So if it comes down to, hey, I got to go back to Misty City and I want you with me, he will do that. And that, and that he's confident that after he spends some more time with you guys, I mean, again, this isn't anything that you're not reading his mind. You just kind of get the sense from looking at his eyes and this communication that he'll probably be ready to try that in the future.
Yeah.
So that means you guys have to come up with a solution for the now if you want to travel back to Misty City, which is understandable.
I mean, we don't have to.
Yeah, but then again, Lorkris, anytime we need to go back to Misty City and Guar is very uncomfortable, we can always bring him back here to the Grove. He can hang out at the Grove for however long we need to be in Misty City. We'll come back, get him, and move on.
Yeah.
And Jericho says, well, I can't wait to see this tree port technology that you guys are talking about. You've got me intrigued. But keep something in mind too, if you have this, right? You technically, I mean, I get that when Lorkris is back home in Misty City, he would like to have, all of you, not just him, you would all like to have Guar nearby and being in the garden. Once we can get him to that state of comfort, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm suggesting is in the now, if you guys need to go back to Misty City, I can stay a day or two more, or however long you need, here in the Grove with Guar. And, if Guar and Lorkris are going to be okay with that now that you guys have created that special bond.
Okay, a couple of things. One, Fern, I know how you feel about your garden space. However, and I'm sure, Guar, you agree with me on this, in time we'll make it back to Misty City together, but I do think having a space for you is important there. Would you be willing to allow the Archdruid to prep? Anyway, I'm willing to stay here if you guys want to go back to the city before.
I don't really need anything.
I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize for that. I was gonna. Your volume was a little low, and you guys didn't see it, but I tried to right. I was thinking I could right click and
the other one
and turn the volume up, but I instead I covered up your face. So
yeah, if you need to turn the volume up, it's actually going to be their other one.
What do you mean, their other one?
Because the sound is coming through the second one, not the one with their camera.
Oh.
You could have kept talking.
Oh, Fern shut it down.
There you go.
Fern shut it down.
Ah!
Never mind.
Uh-oh.
Well, just say it. You could have talked over.
That's not Lorkris stuff.
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Ignore this.
It's okay. I was going to suggest that
what is that song that
the
normally
space
plays?
that isn't yet your garden, prep a hovel cave for Gwar.
Philip says,
I had no
"Oh,
idea
I think
that I
I
wanted
think
to
what
do
you're
for
out there
him."
talking about. That's a good idea. You could have we go back, you know, and you guys since you got business to do with MGA and the Art Druid and those people and stuff, then we can just go back there and you can make him a little cave, a little home in your garden, right?"
That's a great idea,
I was
Philip.
going to
What do you think, Fern?
suggest.
No, I
in
didn't
the
think of it.
space-
Lorkris thought of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great idea, Lorkris.
Not your current garden, but the space behind Jocko's Relic Hunters that you have yet to touch.
But it's not protected yet.
Therefore, the Archdruid creating a hovel is not desecrating your protected garden.
But I have an idea for Gwar.
Then if you would like to go back and get it started, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm happy to stay here with Gwar.
Rylar was like, "Oh, I
And
hadn't
you,
thought of
Jericho,
that."
as well.
And Philip's like, Philip's his whole little round head shakes.
Is it a little?
All the
all his
eye stalks go,
eyeballs.
Yep. And real quick, normally since we're chat dark, we don't, but I have to thank Bashabi for the raid and to say hello and for the resub. We love you, Bashabi.
Yes, Bashabi, thank you so much for the raid.
Bash up
Welcome
Kai
in,
dance. Bash up
raiders.
Kai dance. Bash up
Bash
Kai
up Kai
dance.
dance. Bash up Kai dance.
All right. So we
There it is.
That's so basically what you're suggesting. Add a character, and this is a great idea that I hadn't even really thought of. But you can just stay back here with Gwar.
Yeah. They can go run, do the things they need to do. I have
And
a
we can
sending
take
stone.
back Jericho.
I would probably, if Jericho's more comfortable with it, I would rather Jericho stay because Gwar is comfortable with both of us, that we could work on a couple of things together so I can understand Gwar a bit more while you guys take care of what needs to be taken care of in Misty
And
City.
you can strengthen your bond.
Yes, and you can start the process of building a space that the Gwar can be comfortable in when the time comes that we come back.
I already have an idea. I'm gonna start drawing it.
Where are you gonna put his little safe space in your garden? Because I know you already have a drawing of your garden.
It's gonna be on because I'm gonna start going onto the outside. I'm gonna just start taking over. He already said.
I'm gonna build it over here. I don't even own this land yet, but it's mine now.
Oh, it's mine now. No, he already said that I could have it, so it's mine now. So
I love it. It's such a Fern thing.
you can. I mean,
I would. The only thing I would ask Fern is make it big enough that I can be in there as well.
Lorkris. I already have a bed design for you. Do you even know me?
Sometimes, no.
That's a very good point. I'm weird. Okay.
She's incredibly self-aware as well.
Which I think makes it all the more terrifying and just how unhinged it is.
Yes.
It's like, I know I'm being a monster. Ah.
Well, the people's reactions are very funny, though.
I remember when you hated those reactions.
Yeah. Well, I decided to embrace it.
Indeed.
It was Emillynn Ray singing and how she didn't care what people thought of her, and she would just get up on the stage and start dancing and singing, and everybody loved her for it. And I was like, you know what? Why not try to do that too?
Indeed.
So now if random animals just start showing up around the guild hall and scares everybody, it's all right, it's just Fern. And then Fern walks in and is like, wait a minute.
The fun.
I thought that was you. No, I'm right here.
That is my new friend. That is my new friend.
Friends.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the plan has been made and set in motion. You guys are gonna split the party a little bit. It's not like you're in a dungeon or anything. So you're gonna stay back with Guar and Jericho. He's gonna work on helping you with a little bit more training, bonding, commands, things like that. And the Emillynn Ray and Fern and Rylar will head back through the tree portation technology.
I want to see Jericho's reaction to this tree portation.
So was there any other role playing you guys want to do before you guys did this?
I didn't have any.
Okay. Well, Jericho he's kind of stoic, as he always is. He only gets passionate and emotional when and not necessarily emotional, but he only gets passionate and is when he's dealing with animals in the land and stuff. But he's regularly very, very stoic, but not quite as stoic as like stone-faced Lorkris over there. But but yeah, so of course at first when Fern goes up to the tree, getting ready to cast her spell, and he's skeptical. He's got this.
I'm watching his face.
He's got this skeptical look on his face, like he doesn't believe what you guys are telling him.
Philip, do you think his jaw's gonna drop?
Philip said, "Oh, definitely, yeah. His jaw's gonna hit the floor. He's gonna be licking the dirt."
Jericho, just never mind. Just Fern.
First and foremost, Jericho, you need to hug the tree first, okay?
Jericho, he looks at you funny, and he's like,
it's a very important part of it, Jericho.
It makes her happy. Just please do it.
You're just trying to trick me into doing it because you want to see me do it.
Absolutely.
All right, as long as you're being honest with me, he'll go over and hug the tree.
Thank you.
And what you Fern note is he doesn't just hug the tree like he's placating you. He gives it a nice comfy bear hug, puts his face into it.
I knew he would though.
Mm-hmm.
Of all people that would do that properly, it's Jericho. I think even the Archdruid would be like, yeah, I'm gonna hug the tree. Okay, I'm following the process. Jericho's like, yeah, I'm hugging the tree.
Tree is my bro.
Yeah, he's giving it a bark hug.
Mm-hmm. All right.
This can't be a bear hug because,
You get it. Yep, bear hug. Yep. All right, so
it's a bark hug.
You, as usual, you do your spell, and the tree, it basically just kind of the roots split open and twist and opens up. Almost like like a sideways eye opening up, And no, this is not a reference to the bloody eye cult. You guys have already solved that. But it opens up, and throughout is this kind of, at first, this kind of darkness, and then the darkness itself kind of folds open, and then you can see your garden on the other side, and Jericho's.
I place my hand on his shoulder, just like, told you.
Yep. He's like,
I don't understand it either. Trust me, when you go through it, it's weird.
really? It's weird? What is it, does it feel, does it hurt?
No, it just clearly doesn't feel natural. I mean, it is natural in some sense of magical way. When you experience it, it's gonna be a thing. Yeah.
Well, since I'm staying here this time,
Yeah,
I think I'll pass for now.
Smart move.
But it's the fastest way to get you back to Misty City, so.
So does that mean when you all come back, when your business is finished, you're gonna open this up for me to go through by myself?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna be coming back, so yeah.
Okay. All right. So before you all go, it seems pretty large. Can you take horses through it?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, like, from what you guys have told me the last couple of days since we've been chatting, you have, this big important mission for the MGA in the north, and you've, all the things that you've figured out. Don't forget your horses, right? You probably need them.
Oh yes.
All right.
Yep. We'll bring them back through when we come back.
Okay. So the three of you, Rylar, Emillynn, Ray, and Fern, make your way through the tree portal, and it closes behind you. You're back in the garden. Rylar, he's just like, it's no big deal to him. And Philip is like, he's like.
Still trying to get used to it, Philip?
I don't like getting hit by them. I don't like getting hit by them trees.
Technically, it doesn't eat you.
I mean, technically, Fern, when we teleported to that other tree, we were inside the tree, so we technically got ate.
That was one time.
Well, it feels the same regardless, though. That's the way I'm going to see it. All right. So you're back in the garden, and of course, it's been a few days, and
We're back.
so per what you guys had worked out with the Archdruid, he's going to have basically around the clock druids there. Oh wow! Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you, goblins and warlocks, for the raid. Welcome in,
Appreciate
raiders.
for the raid. Thank you.
We got raided 3 times today already.
3? Oh right, because of Brett's. Right.
Brett,
Normally we don't see those, but thank you.
Rationing, and now goblins and warlocks.
Mhm.
Hello!
Greetings.
We
Greetings,
can't see
folks.
chat.
Hey, Rusty.
Hey, Rusty came with them. Oh,
Hey, never
you guys.
tilted back too.
Rusty.
Well, maybe he never left. All right, so
Never tilted.
you're-
Pipe.
what was that? Okay.
She was saying, yeah,
I was
we're
just-
good. We're good.
Yelling at people in chat.
Pipe,
Don't
pipe,
mind
pipe.
me.
Yeah.
Pipe.
You're back in the garden, and the Archdruid has said that he's going to have a rotating group of his trainees, his underlings, the ones that he trusts the most, to basically be posted guard duty and to help him study your garden over time, and
observe the tree portation.
Yeah, well, they're not going to necessarily know when the tree portation is going to happen. So, but yeah, when you go back out, they can observe. But they're not just there as researchers, though. They're there to help be guardians of your space and to protect the space. And so that was one of the reasons why Fern was okay with it. This is going to give you an opportunity to meet them. It turns out the Archdruid is there right now, still kind of with them, studying them and doing some stuff. And they see you guys come through the tree. And some of the newer young Druid recruits who see this, they're like,
They drop their stuff.
yeah. And the Archdruid says,
Don't mess up the moss like that, dropping stuff.
no, they didn't drop anything.
Just their jaw.
Yeah. Just their jaws, yeah. The Archdruid says, you'll get used to it, lads, don't you worry now. So, it's good to see you're back. You've been gone for a few days. Where's Lorkris and Gua and the Jericho fellow?
They're
Got a
bonding.
report for you. We'll discuss it later.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
All right. How long are you back for? If they're not here, I'm going to assume that you're going to be traveling back to the Grove and proceed with your primary mission after?
Yes,
All right. Very good.
that is correct.
Well then, let me know how long are you going to be here for? What can me and my crew do to assist you?
Well, we came back because Fern did promise you that she would work with you on the tree portation.
Oh yes, very good. This is wonderful.
And I'm also going to make a little hovel hold that's safe and stuff. So I'm going to make that. And then when we have to come back here, we're going to have to clear the garden for Guar. Okay?
Fern, do you need help creating what you want to create?
No.
Okay.
So you all were able to make contact with Guar and reconnect with him then?
Oh, yes.
Ah, good.
Come, let me tell you the story while Fern does her work.
Okay. So you go on and tell the Archdruid the story of how you...
Page 1 of 12.
Right. And then she goes back to the part of the garden, and the Archdruid says, oh, you're going kind of off, you know what? That's fine. You're all right.
You've already told her that she can have it, so she's gonna make it work.
Right. That's
It's
right.
mine now.
The
You already
titles aren't
said.
done yet, but you know what? It'll be our little secret. Don't you worry about it. And you guys don't say anything to anybody.
Why would it have to be a secret when it's already going to be mine?
Well, because the titles and official stuff, all that nonsense that the nobles and the MGA need, we gotta, we're bending the rules instead of breaking them for you.
If anybody in the MGA's got a problem with it, they can talk to me.
Or me. If they could speak spider.
The Archdruid just shakes his head. He's like, as I said, please carry on. As far as I'm concerned, the land is yours. We will abide by the agreement. I just need to make sure that the official documentation is handled and such.
You're so cool.
Oh, if you need that documentation expedited, I can get that done.
Well, I will need signatures from Fern. So, if you're gonna, and if you would like to witness it, that would be useful. We don't have it here with me yet, so you don't worry about the signature yet. We'll get that done before you leave. How's that? You there? Okay. He talks to one of the. So there's his little druid helpers. His apprentices, druid apprentices. But there's also a guard at the gate that's an MGA soldier. He's not inside. He's not inside, he's on the outside. And so he goes and tells him, you there, go take, and basically he goes and has him take care of getting the paperwork expedited. Well, actually just have him, take a message to somebody. But, now you were saying?
Fern's taking over. I was like, oh, it's Lieutenant Dan Bruno. And then I was asking, what do these little druids look like? Do they look young?
It was not Lieutenant Dan Bruno, no, because Lieutenant Dan Bruno's higher up than to do guard duty.
He guards the wall. He guards the gate.
Mm-hmm. No, he technically leads the men who guard the gate.
So he just coincidentally happened to be there every time we've left and every time we've come back.
He likes to supervise his men, and he likes to be seen and be a part of the process.
Because he is so good and awesome and wonderful.
He's responsible at his job. Yeah. So
True leader.
Yeah.
exactly. What were the main things you guys wanted to come back for besides helping the Archdruid? She's over there you've talked to the Archdruid, you're giving him your report.
Yep.
And she's over there creating. I take it you're going to be using some spells over there. So you've already used one spell for the day, right? You're that's a 6th level.
Yeah.
And then what level spell is it to create the what do we call it? The hole? It's got to be another name. The kennel?
Hovel.
Hovel?
Hovel.
The hovel? Okay.
Yeah.
His house?
Okay, so I've used the 6th level spell.
Lorkris' new dwelling.
It may not matter, but you know.
So I would be using a 5th level spell. Couple of 4th level spells.
Okay. What are they?
4th level spell. So I would be doing Wall of Stone, a little bit of Wall of Stone, plant growth. I will also be using my hands to like dig down and measure out and plan it out and stuff.
Okay.
But those would be the main 2 things so far. So that's a 5th level spell. Yeah, 5th level spell.
Do you have Move Earth? Or is that going to be I wonder if there's. The bottom line is, you guys would have planned out that if you need to take some time with it, you would have actually, at the Grove, rested an extra day to pick the spells that you would need, right? So that you could, because we're not talking about combat, we're talking about, downtime. So during that downtime, you would have planned it accordingly, gotten the spells that you needed to create this hovel. And it shouldn't take you but a couple hours worth of work. And then after that, during that time, you can go report and say hello to Mr. Jocko and the halfling lady.
Yep. Mr. Jocko, we've got a new recruit to the
what was that?
To the Relic Hunters.
Granada.
Thank you. I'm so bad at remembering my own NPC's name sometimes. Thank you. So Granada and of course Silvis. You guys would say hello to Silvis even though Lorkris isn't with you.
I'd let Silvis know too that Relic Hunters has a new recruit.
Turns out that Silvis isn't here right now. He's out.
Is he with Gashara?
He's out.
Looking for her.
He's out on an errand, buying something, doing some shopping.
Darn.
A ring.
And Granada teases you because she says she thinks that he's out buying a gift for Granada.
Lorkris has no idea. We talk about anything there.
Yeah, and so that's what he's doing. And of course, Team 2, they're still.
Oh yeah, I do have Stone Shape. I have that already prepared.
Right.
I was on it already.
Yep.
Move Earth was the question.
And was there anything else you guys needed to do besides report back to the Archdruid and teach the Archdruid the tree teleportation spell? For those in chat who haven't watched our previous episodes, in this world, not all the spells that exist in 5th edition, in the 5th edition book, actually exist as magical tech yet. They have not been discovered or created yet. And Fern, the character, was the first person in this age, at this time frame, in this historical age, to have discovered or created it.
Oh,
and
man.
Even though the Archdruid is slightly higher level than her, and is obviously, a very old wise man who's also happens to be one of the important members of the MGA. He still did, the technology that didn't exist, and so he didn't know it. So
that episode where Fern first teleported. My character was freaking out.
So was Lorkris.
Was getting ready to kill the tree.
Yep. He was going to hack it apart. Even if Fern had been mad at him for it. All right, so you're, anything else, guys? You're back there. I think that was it. You just wanted to report back to the Archdruid, let him know everything was okay. All right. And then you would...
And also, like, pick up some, like, foods, stuff like that.
Right. It's right. He was going to take time to have the MGA prepare some stuff for you. So pretty much, they prepare some packs for you guys. Obviously you have gear that can hold a lot of it. Some of it they've packed onto your horse packs. You would have to go get your horses. Basically, it's all ready to go. They set it up in such a way that they could easily, in a modular way, so they could just throw everything onto the horse packs and bring them over to the garden like you guys did before. And so you're back. You have the 4 horses, and it's several hours later in the evening. You would have stopped and had a meal with Mr. Jocko and maybe even the Archdruid. And now Lorkris wants to do some stuff over at the Grove during this same time frame.
Yeah. So
after they leave, Jericho's like, so how did she... No, sorry, wrong voice. Jericho goes, so how did she learn this technology, that this magic?
She talked to the trees.
So the trees taught her?
Kind of. I think I don't really quite understand it, but I know she was, interestingly enough, inspired by the Triumvirate and their, what do they want to call them? The arcane nodes. We call them root clusters, and how they were able to move through them. And on top of that, she was able to speak with trees, and trees would communicate a long distance. And she kind of, I think, meshed the 2 ideas. The first time it happened, I almost cut the tree down, which in turn probably would have been really, really bad because they probably couldn't have come back. But yeah, I just have accepted it at this point. There's so much weird.
Yeah. I can see that. Sometimes that's the way of nature, right? It's better to go with the flow.
Yeah, pocket dimensions and beings from other universe and hurts my brain.
Wow, so
yeah,
you guys have gone through a lot for sure. Some of the stories you told me the last couple of days, like, if it had come from anybody else, I would have thought it was wild boasting, but I believe
there are
you.
There are times where I feel it's nothing but a fever dream.
Sometimes it sounds kind of nightmarish, but you guys are still here and you're together, so that's your tribe is together. So
yeah,
you got to keep that.
Yes.
You got to keep that and hold on to it. Obviously, you and Guar are going to do that. What can I do to help you make that stronger, that bond stronger? Let's do some training, right? You want to understand a little bit more about his mental, pack tactic, his pack tactics mentality, and his bond with you, and how you can reinforce certain behaviors so that you can help him be more comfortable with the rest of the team, right?
Yeah, and things that you have done to help facilitate that. I'm familiar with Guar, don't take this person. It's my only way of correlating. I'm used to dealing with wolves and dogs in my tribe. We've had them. I understand how to interact, but you are different. So understanding those differences between a feral animal and you, Guar.
He just sits there listening, occasionally perking his head.
So, working on some ways of communicating.
You can tell that when he understands you, he nods yes, and he can shake his head no. So, of course, so.
And don't get me wrong, this is new for both of us, but we'll get there. I know it takes time. So yeah, pretty much just kind of spending the time, like, just understanding, like, bits of, what works or what success Jericho has had with, communicating and understanding, like, communicating needs back and forth, as well as possibly working on some aspects of, like, not to say commands, but, like, if, we're in a situation, if, I'm like, go do this or help this or do that, what's an efficient way of articulating that, and so we understand each other, and figuring out what you don't like, or trying to understand what buttons are not to be pushed, and or what buttons or things need to be worked on, so that way we can work on that in growth, so that we become more comfortable, not only together, but then with the rest of our family.
Yeah, Jericho goes over a lot of that with you, and he explains that actually you should consider it commands, and you should use them as commands, because right now he's put himself into this submissive state as a comfort level for him, right? He doesn't trust himself. So by pair bonding with you, you can help guide him not only to learn how to trust himself again, but in the meantime, you're going to make decisions for him. And that's actually a safe space. It's a way for him to, start to get to a point where he can feel comfortable making some of his own choices and stuff. And but it's also part of his natural instinct as a pack animal that he wants a strong leader to be able to, make some of those choices for him, because he no longer feels comfortable making them himself, and he's kind of realized, hey, I think I'm going to be better off like this, like just being in this state for now. Whether Jericho basically says whether he ever gets back to being the human or his werewolf lord form shouldn't necessarily be the goal. It's possible it will, or it probably will happen, but ultimately, he has embraced who he is in this moment, and it's his comfortable place. So we need to respect and handle it from his perspective. So I'm going to teach you some basic commands, and you need to be as authoritative as you can be. From what you told me about in your bonding phases previously, when he was originally bonded, loosely to Fern before, he was wanting to almost challenge you like a rival. And then you did. You guys had that play fighting, and you defeated him. And so because of that, now he feels that you are his pack leader. And even if one of the other team members is the leader of the tribe, of your group, your party, as it were, still, in the long run, he sees you as his pack leader, and you will be his overarching authority, and you need to embrace that role to actually help him in the long run. So after that, that's what you guys do. You spend time training, playing, doing commands, getting all connected and
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'd imagine it ends up very much like the Malinois police dogs. Like in my head, that's the goal. Like, like, if I say protect, and immediately, like, you protect that. You do this, you do that. And very much that, like, yeah, okay, and we know what that means. It's like very much, in our modern sense of full-blown fur missile.
Yep.
More like a fur
missile.
tank, but
I have a possible rules question.
Yeah.
So Gwar in battle would act on Lorkris' turn?
That's a great question, yes. That's the other thing that differentiates him from Chonkapillar and from Philip, is that they don't directly control either one of their animal companions slash familiars, whereas Gwar is 100% going to be under your control. He is technically going to act like a 5th edition animal companion. He goes on your turn. You basically get to use free actions to give him commands, and so
yeah. I was reading the stat block a little bit, and I know, especially after tonight as well. I'm gonna continue to read it to continue understanding.
So my question: can I give a bardic inspiration to Gwar?
Yeah. Because the thing is, even though he is his animal companion, right? He's still technically inside just an intelligent young boy. Well, he's not a super smart young boy. He's of average human intelligence. He's not the intelligence of a he's not actually a wolf or a dire wolf. He is actually a person. So he has the intelligence of a person. And so absolutely you can use that. Also, one of his abilities, you note, is that when you heal yourself or you give yourself some sort of buff spell, it will go on to him as long as he's within 30 feet.
Yeah, so any spell that I cast targeting myself, I can also affect Gwar if he's within 30 feet.
Right.
So like Shield of Faith, poof. Yeah.
Oh, so it's only spells that you cast? Darn. Because, man, if I had cast haste on you and it goes on to Gwar...
No, that would be a little bit broken.
No, I mean, that would be dope.
That would be amazing.
That'd be dope.
Well, I thought that the 5th ed haste lets you cast it on
a willing creature, yeah. But in the fact of having both me and Gwar having haste as it's shared.
Well, no, I mean, I thought that maybe I'm misremembering, forgetting, because in 3.5 they have haste and mass haste. I don't think they have a mass haste in 5th ed. I think just haste allows you to cast it at higher levels. You get to cast it on more than one person at a time. If you cast it at a higher level, I could be wrong. Someone double check me on that, please. Look at the ruling of that. And that's one of the other I like to point out from time to time, one of the different things about our D&D adventure is that I, as a DM, understand that, yes, it's impressive when a DM practically knows every single rule, every time. But I have played so many editions of D&D.
It's a single target only.
Single target only all the time? Okay, well, fair enough, good enough. Anyway, the point that I was making is that
I was trying to get 2 for 1.
I like my players to help me
still can
work it out.
Oh.
Glyphs.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Non-concentrated glyph of haste on Gwar.
Yes.
Utilizing the same context of using the glyphs,
it
would be a lot of prep work, but I mean, one and done. It's not a quick, easy reset, but doable.
Right, didn't you guys make a glyph for Rylar that he had requested? I forgot what it was.
But man, I mean,
He's got it in his inventory.
because I can give Gwar a bardic inspiration, that means Philip's gonna have a new line. Gwar, bite him again!
So the one thing that I would like to do, very specifically, with Guar, at the tail end of that first night, because I don't know when they technically plan to come back. I imagine they would be there for the remainder of the day, and at least at minimum, or the earliest come back the following day. So I would say that night, after after the day's work, I'm gonna reach into my pack, and I'm gonna pull out the tartan that I never gave Guar.
The what?
That had the banner tartan that we have for everybody that I technically never had given yet.
Oh wow!
And
you're gonna wait till everybody's there, though, right?
No.
Okay.
This was I. In a way, yeah, I could see where there could have been that, but originally it was going to be with everyone because that was be welcoming them into the family.
Right.
Though I feel that doing this now is something that can help strengthen our bond together, and then understanding that this is a family thing.
Okay. All right. So that night, in the evening before they have come back, actually it would be like early evening, so it would just be, kind of dusk. You guys have been playing and training and practicing, and you can tell he's feeling more confident. There have been a few times, a few hiccups where you trip over each other, you bump into each other. He gets a little bit too close because he's kind of a little bit attached now, but you're working it out. And you sit him down, and Jericho's over by the fire, and you sit him down separately, and describe to us the moment where you do this.
So, I'll reach into the pack and I'll pull it out, and it's the tartan that has the sigil for Jocko's Relic Hunters, as well as the glyph for rebirth. Understanding that the goal was to help Guar transition from what he was to what he is, and no longer being something of fear to us. And I feel that this is important.
So do you bring it out? What do you say to him?
This should have been given to you long ago, but I feel now is the most appropriate time. It's a symbol of family. For you specifically, a symbol of rebirth and growth. I've given one to Fern, one to Emillynn, and Rylar, and Jarek, and Jocko, excuse me. I have one as well, but this one is yours. And I'll hold it up.
His eyes go wide. He sniffs at it. He nudges it with his nose.
If you would have it.
He does that thing where he kind of crouches his front part of his body, and basically he's kind of asking you to put it around his neck.
Yeah. I'll go like to hold up and go, I might need to make a strap to make it a little bigger. You're a lot bigger than you were last time. But this is for you as a symbol of not only our bond, but for us as a family.
He sits back down on his hind legs and kind of scooches a little forward to you like he's waiting for you to make it right now.
I'll find some scrap of let's see what do I have?
That video of that dog that's like dancing in front of the gate. Happy dog.
Yeah.
Or fate out of character. If you don't have enough, remember you've got a certain stone.
I have plenty of the hempen rope.
Okay.
So I'll fashion it as a way of and looking at him, I go, it will have to fit on as a collar of sorts, but it is nothing but rope. It is not the same type of bond as that other vile thing, but more of a bond between us.
He nods his head. He's not that big. Remember, you're pretty big yourself, so.
Yeah.
And he's leaning down for you,
No.
so yeah, you create it, and you create a makeshift version of it, and you think it looks pretty good and it could work. You do think though that maybe some kind of leather strap might work even better.
Yeah.
So you know, it looked like she was trying to sniff you.
Trying to look outside. What are you doing?
I'm being the nosy neighbor.
Don't be a nosy.
So, but you also realize, thinking about it now, you know, this is obviously the hemp rope kind of collar with this. I forget. It was a belt sash, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you kind of makeshift it together, but you feel like, you know, with the proper belt created it like an actual collar, you could even maybe have it enchanted that might give him some sort of ability or protection or something. So, do you...
it's a start.
Does this inspire you to do anything to... What? Did you see something?
We still had that one add +1 to something item, but it's for a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Guar is a weapon.
There's a part of me as a player that I'm like, yeah, I totally would call up Jocko and be like, bro, send back some stuff so I can make this. But I think in the moment, Lorkris wouldn't consider it because he's kind of caught up in it.
Caught up in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the seed planted in your own mind, and he seems pretty happy with what you got on him, and he prances around in it.
He's displaying it proudly.
Mm-hmm. And then he wants to jump on you and lick you and play.
Do the push, make him stumble, and then kind of like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right on. So you guys end up finally getting tired after some more play. You go hang out with Mr. Jericho, and Jericho sees what you got going on there. Not Mr. Jericho, but Jericho, and he's like, you got him to wear that. That's a lot bigger step than I would have expected. You might consider getting something to enchant that, maybe an actual like leather collar of some kind.
You know, it's not a bad idea. If only, and then like he's like, man, if only I had a way to talk to him. Shit! It's like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? It's like looking for it.
Looking for your phone.
Yeah, where's my phone?
Where's your phone?
Just Jocko. Middle of the night.
Okay, Jocko's like,
Jocko.
Laddie, what you doing, lad? What can I do for you? It's late at night, you know. Wait a minute, actually, it wouldn't be late because they haven't come back yet, so it's still just dusk. So he would have been. He's like, what having dinner with the late? Well, I guess it's not that kind of communication, is it? You can only say a few words.
Nope. Yep.
So
25 words one way, 25 words the next way.
So,
that's why Fern was grounded from it.
Yeah.
Jocko, send. I need a lot of leather straps to make a harness
Wait.
Enchanted.
Before you started talking, Jericho would have said, ask him for a magical protective horse barding. We should be able to make do with that.
Magical protective horse.
Barding?
Yeah, tell him. Tell him. Ask him for magical protective horse barding straps.
I'm just gonna hand it to him.
Why are you? What is this? I thought you were gonna go through the tree.
No. I can't go through the tree without Fern.
Oh.
I mean, I can go through the tree, but Fern has to do the.
Okay, so what is this? You're handing me a rock.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Look at me. Pretend I'm Jocko, and then say those same things to me, but put the stone in front of your mouth.
So he does.
Yeah, and what is it we need?
Jocko, send magical horse barding straps. And then you guys hear from the other end, Jocko says, Roger that, will do. Actually, it would be like, of course, lad, we'll do it. I'll send it with the ladies.
Jericho's like, what?
Thank you.
And then, so at that moment, Jocko's having dinner with you ladies in the Archdruid, and this happens, and Mr. Jocko thinks for a second.
What did he request?
I'll betcha he wants it for Gwar.
Oh yeah, probably.
More than likely, yes. But what he would? Oh.
So the Archdruid says, so he was
mine.
actually able to get him to get Gwar to wear a collar of some kind?
I don't think
Probably.
it's necessarily a collar. I pull out my little, my sigil.
Mm-hmm.
Fern! Remember, he made one for Gwar!
I forgot about that. That's so sweet.
Hmm.
You know, you guys, I want to tell you guys, since he's not here, Lorkris has a very big warm heart, you know? And he's very thoughtful like that and stuff. So it's like, of course he was able to get Gwar to wear a collar. He got me to be civilized enough to not pee everywhere.
She still does.
So the Archdruid says, all right, you know what? Let me see what I can scrounge up right after dinner. So delay your trip back just a little bit. I'll see what I can get done. What do you think? Do you think he would want something that would be a protective measure for Gwar?
Probably to make sure that
probably.
Gwar, yeah.
Yeah.
If the
Gwar's part of the
word
team now.
protected was there, then it's most likely to make sure that he doesn't get hurt.
All right. Add a character, refresh my memory. What is Gwar's current AC stat?
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
18.
what since the Archdruid happened to be there, he confers with Mr. Jocko about an idea, and they basically were able to talk to the member, the enchanter, the Tortle. They basically leave after dinner, and they go have him.
Archibald Glowmaker,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
What was his name?
Archibald Glowmaker.
Yeah, Archibald Glowmaker. Yes, exactly. And they
the
basically
artificer.
get him to enchant basically take a piece of horse barding that is enchantable or enchanted, and they strip it down to just a base collar part, and they basically enchant it with the equivalent of the best they could do on short notice is a ring of protection +1. So it'll be +1 to his AC and the saving throws.
Okay.
Okay, quiet. Can I talk about what I did for Guar real quick?
Please do. And after this, we'll actually take a break for
intermission, and then yeah.
So first off, I'm just gonna remind the people what the garden looks like. So this is the house side. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. So this is the house side, right? And then these stairs are the underground cave for our resident vegan vampire. So that's his little underground cavern that he can go down and absorb.
Move it further this way. There we go, because no one can see it but you.
That's fine.
There we go.
So that's where he can go underground and look at all the glowing mushrooms and stuff. This is the tree for Sylvis, which is an oak tree for his god. This is the tree that has the face on it with the Melora symbol in front of it. This is the apple tree that I made a little artistic area for
Rylar?
Rylar, and I made a little eyeball statue next to it because I'm subtle. And then this is the stage for Emillynn Ray. And then there's the Tyr statue. There's a couple more god statues in here that I haven't added yet. And that's where Frederick is buried. He should have a tree next to it and everything, blah, blah, blah. Then over here is that back here is that fence, which leads to here. So I made a little door. So this is to scale how big it is compared to the rest of the garden. And then so what I did was I would have most of it, like have it underground, so the stairs that go into it. The door has like a little pull handle that Lorkris can use, or there's a little pull handle where Guar can use his little wolf paw to like open the door.
Little.
Okay. But it's mostly underground, so it could stay like, so the roof could be like a little bit lower down. It's covered in moss and hidden behind trees. So all of these are trees, so it's hidden. And then, so on the inside, you go in, and then to the right, it's a little fire pit, and there's like a chimney and stuff. And then a little table. One side has a chair, one side doesn't have a chair, because Guar. And then 2 super fluffy beds, and the ground is covered in like soft moss, but it's not damp because magic. And yeah, you like it? I already brought all of your stuff from your room into there too, so there's shelving and everything. And the place to hang your armor.
I mean, I don't know what it looks like yet, so.
Well, but so when you go back, your room is already going to be empty. It's all going to be in here because Fern knows. So.
I love it. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so in-depth and creative and whipping that out so quickly.
It's a hobbit door. It's circle.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, of course it's a hobbit door. You know, when you're drawing it, when you're putting the lines down, I was like, oh, what? She's doing the hanging vine like coverage.
It is hidden.
And so you're just like, oh yeah, you just walk through and you just go through the bead curtain, like you super want a bead curtain.
I do really want a bead curtain for no reason.
Not gonna lie, I don't know why.
All right.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Okay. So
Wonderbar.
now you guys eventually come back through. You have the magic protective item for Guar and the horses, and the gang is all back together again. And next will be rest for the evening so you can get your spells back, to choose your spells for the next day, because what comes next is traveling all the way back to the north and to the Orland Steppes area, well, the southern edge of it. Begin your journey once again, your expedition to the deep lands of the north. So let's go take a break, get some snacks, get some drink, make sure we hydrate and
Hydrate or dihydrate.
and urinate and stretchinate.
Yeah, all of those things. So chat, don't forget to get up and move around and do all that stuff, okay?
Yes.
Don't forget to move us to intermission mode so everybody knows.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, that's right. Thank you. Look at you taking good care of us, Mama Fern.
Yes.
No, that title is taken by my mother.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Mama Fern. Yeah. Nameless user, if you are still here, in regards to the art, yes, tis mine.
Yes, that guy.
I've made these.
Indeed.
They're pretty cool, I guess.
Nameless,
yeah.
are you there?
If you're still here, if anyone else is here that doesn't know, hey, look, I do art. Yes. Soon
By the way,
art on streams.
I was talking you up yesterday.
What?
I was telling Brandon Wolf Gaming about your art, and
thank you.
that I told him that because this was before we had gone live, and so we spent some time chatting with folks ahead of time.
Yeah.
And during that time, Druid had gone to go to the bathroom or get coffee or something. And I said, by the way, all that art, because we were talking about his cool art on his wall. And apparently Brandon Wolf's Gaming, Brandon's, who did he say? His aunt, I think, painted one of the paintings on his wall. And it's been in their family for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was bragging on you, and I said, those paintings are all yours? And I told him about the fact that I own one of your pieces that I use on my wall for my regular stream upstairs. So
Thank you. Aries, yes, that is coming soon.
speaking of, is that, do we want to?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it now. So on the 4th of July, because I'm a corporate wage slave, I have the day off. So on Tuesday, we're gonna have an extra stream during the week, and I was gonna start with messing around inside Clip Studio Paint on the art tablet. I recognize it's not going to be a super aggressive, substantial art stream. I'm going to do for a little bit and then switch over, probably play some more Diablo. But I kind of wanted to get a feel for it, doing it on stream, making sure everything looks good so you guys, can see it, and kind of work from there. What time?
Yeah, I think he was planning on earlier in the like noonish or morning or something like that. I forget what you had said.
Yeah, I have to definitely double check what time Druid goes to work. So it'll be right after dropping her off. So it'll probably be around like 11:30, 12 o'clock Pacific. Yeah.
So that would be like 1:30, 2 p.m. Central Time.
Correct. Yeah. So, and after that, we'll do some more Diablo.
Cool.
But yeah.
And of course, you have your regular stream tomorrow too, right?
Yes. Yeah, regular stream tomorrow. Gonna be doing some more dungeons and side quests. So, prepping for the final stretch. I don't know if tonight Drew and I will be able to finish out the story. We're pretty close, and we'll kind of work from there. If not, then going to be prepping for finishing out the main quest, and then taking on some higher tier stuff. So it's gonna be exciting. Aries, I'm totally down. We'll talk. So.
Oh, interesting. Right. So I didn't realize, Aries, that you were planning on streaming early. That's cool. Maybe you guys can do a cross stream if you guys want. Whatever works. Sometimes there's going to be some overlap. We know it, but that just gives us the opportunity to raid each other. So.
Absolutely, and it'll be no pressure for Tuesday because Tuesday is an absolute extra day. So when we'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear. We'll have some fun. That's all that matters. And learn how to do layers and opacities and all that good stuff. So I'm excited. Why go a whole day to wait till 6 and stream? Fair, very fair. Absolutely.
Well, I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna leave you guys for a sec.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be right here. No. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan for Tuesday. I definitely wanted to take advantage of having an extra day, and I felt that messing around with the art tablet, because I finally understand what order my layers need to be in to draw. So I'm excited about that. It'll be fun. So yeah. How is everybody doing? Everyone left me in charge of the stream, which is a bad idea. I'm just kidding. It's a great idea, I think. I hope. Probably. Yeah. Oh yeah, layers. The bane, probably every artist. Banana time to drawing. Ooh, intermission. Yeah, what's up, goblets? Goblets and warlocks, how you doing? Yeah, layers is definitely a thing. Absolutely, like, drawing on a tablet is so drastically different than on paper. So there's going to be a fun learning curve. So I'm excited. You getting ready for, is it Junior's game or JR's game? And then you're doing well. Raspberry in the harvesting stage. Okay. Getting some raspberries. I love raspberries. They're really good. The bird loves raspberries. When they don't like decay and rot out super quick, she eats them. My goodness, her face, her beak looks like she just murdered somebody. Yeah, she enjoys the raspberry. So cool. Oh, hello! It's Starkitty. What you got there, Starkitty?
I have yogurt with walnuts and some coffee.
Ooh, nom.
Yes, my mic is on.
Hot, yeah. All right. I leave the intermission in your hands. While I'll go grab my quick little thingamajiggers. I'll be back, my friends. Burb is doing well. She got up super early with me today and tried to cuddle in bed, and then she was just upside down. It was adorable. And then she tried to preen chew my face and just step on me. Classic Burb. So all right, guys. I'll be right back. I love you all. See you in a few minutes.
Hello, Patrick. How is everybody? Yes, intermission. Crouching tiger, hidden chrome kitty. Possible, yes. That was a good movie, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Remember watching it a long time ago. Ooh. Is this going to be a surprise there, Aries? And you're streaming earlier on Tuesday? What time are you starting, Aries?
Cool. Right on, guys. Looks like it could be fun. Yeah, but you know, we gotta do it when you guys can do it. It's all good. I mean, the DYS crew, they frequently stream at similar hours together, you know. So there are a lot of us folks out there who can multi-follow, multi-support, you know, because, you know, tabs are a thing in curling.
Yes. Thank you, Spiper, for hanging out as long as you did. Very much appreciated.
I totally understand. We appreciate you so much for hanging out, as always, Piper. And if you end up wanting to see what happens next, feel free to catch the VOD on my YouTube channel. I'm sitting here talking and I didn't even turn my mic on.
Oh.
They probably still heard me a little bit through your mic, but this is probably much better now. So Goblins and Warlocks, we don't usually do that one on this stream, but since it's the intermission and you asked, you gotta pick an accent or somebody you want me to do an impression of. And right, you timed it right, but it's user choice.
I see what you did. See what you did, I see. You want me to do Yoda? But does Yoda want me to do Yoda? I don't know.
Are you gonna say the famous line?
Do you want famous line? You want me to say yes?
Yes.
You mean the rusty tonics from This is what you wish?
No.
No?
Mm-mm. The fear line. Fear leads to hate? Or no?
I thought you were. There's another one that I say to you all the time that you have the shirt of. What's that one again?
Do or do not.
Oh yeah.
Do not. There is no try.
There's one that I did for Rusty, and it was. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember it. Something to the effect of.
The shortest path to the dark side is
That's the line, Aries.
Yes. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Yeah, so Rusty, one of the times I was watching Rusty Tonics on his channel, he was playing a Star Wars game, and we were teasing. He likes to, on one of the games, he likes to do what he calls his dig stab attack, and we were teasing about it leading to the dark side. And so I just got inspired in that moment, so I went and did a, I just quickly recorded myself saying the line, and then I sent it over to him, and I'm honored that he loved it so much that he actually uses it as one of his redeems on his channel. And so definitely, guys, go check out Rusty Tonics. He's amazing. And guys, everybody in chat and channel, check out Goblets and Warlocks. He's also awesome. Insomnia Night, awesome. Banana Tom, awesome. The Gamer Aries, awesome. You guys are fantastic. So we're just a family of streamers here at Stormkeep.
Since we're playing D&D tonight, Goblets, how was your campaign going today? The players do anything cool?
Free Jedi unit procedures here.
Rusty lived. Well, that's a good thing. Was he? By the way you said that, was he the only one that did?
They escaped kidnapping a priestess?
Interesting. Sounds.
Were they kidnapping a priestess, or were they rescuing a kidnapped priestess? They kidnapped a priestess?
I mean, more power to him. To sacrifice her. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. All right. Ow. Shoulder, be nice. Behave. So, my goodness.
Hello.
Welcome back, Druid.
Welcome back, Druid. By the way, can you guys hear me
Hello.
okay? My mic
Yeah.
working okay? All right. Wow, that's not cool.
Barely got away. Wow.
We have
Game Hunter 9.
Game Hunter 9099. It's just fine.
9091.
9091. Oh. what did I
Welcome
say?
in.
Welcome in, first time chatter. We appreciate you joining us tonight.
Hello.
As you can
Yes.
see, one of the things that we do at Storm Saga Games is Dungeons and Dragons every Saturday night. Normally I would say it's 6 to 10, but it's actually going to switch to 5:30 to 9:30 starting next week. And Games Hunter says, a mad artificer's soul whispers to the smartest person in the group, my friend, I have an idea for you. A strong, reusable item, spell, skin, bomb, stored, buff, fake, Buddha, or booba. Make a living ball of flesh tattoo and spell on it and a timer if needed, and have fun.
Nani?
Nani?
Nani? I have to reread that again.
Yes, the Dune D&D stream will be half hour sooner.
Starting next Saturday.
Next Saturday, yeah.
Which would be July 8th.
We do other things on the channel as well. Monday night, we're currently doing Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, which is a first-person fantasy style game, similar to similar to Skyrim in a way, but really more like thief games in a fantasy world. And Wednesday, we're doing Diablo. Thursday is Daggerfall and Arena. And Friday is Bandwidth and Banter with that green-haired lady over there.
She has a name, you know.
Yeah, that's Druid IRL. You better go follow her. And that over here is your husband. He's extirpatefate. You better go follow him too, please.
Hello.
Please. And then Friday evening is Solasta, which is a multiplayer game that I play with itsStarkitty and Banana Tom and Lucifer Lightbearer. So.
And yes, if you're not already following any of these lovely streamers we have mentioned, please go drop them a follow.
Follow each other. Support.
Support.
Grazie.
Any character creation sessions?
Ooh.
That would be an interesting topic for bandwidth.
You know?
Or no, your tech talks.
Listen. So
Yeah.
for next campaign, I want to build my character from scratch with Stormy.
Yeah.
We'll do it live. That's a great idea.
Yeah. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. We'll
GameX Hunter, did you have any questions about creating a character?
Also, that reminds me, Druid, we had planned on doing another RPG talk during
RPG talk.
during the daytime, but one of these either last week or this week, and we forgot, didn't we?
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes other things come up, guys.
Well,
You
we've been
know,
really
our
focused
passion-
on bandwidth and banter, so
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, it is
easy,
bandwidth
it's-
and banter technically because we do it on bandwidth and banter, but we've been focused on the interviewing people part. So.
Yeah. We've been very focused.
What?
Pipe down. We all know BT has chosen sides in the war.
Yes.
Shout out to D Gamer Aries.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to D Gamer Aries.
I'm a former DM, so a little bit. Okay. Right on. Cool,
Oh,
cool.
nice.
We understand.
Stormy over here is an almost forever DM. I've been gaming with him for 18 years.
Yeah. That's very cool. That's very cool.
Hey, what Aries?
Oh, he's talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. You pipe down.
Jar Cult Leader, I only follow your wise counsel on Druid streams and donate to Jar Cult. BT chose his own side, aka the one that will provide amusement for now.
Yeah.
Yes, Banana Tom has figured this out.
Fate space is neutral ground. The philosophy is get surrounded so you can attack in every direction.
I like that. It's an interesting philosophy. It works for your character too.
It's funny. One of my really good close friends that I had met through my time in the airsoft community. He had a patch that had a guy holding like two firearms and like pointing in different directions, and it's like get surrounded so you can shoot in any direction. Which was very much him as well. He was very much like, yeah, bring on the chaos.
Yeah.
He's great. I love him. My hero. I love you, man. I know you're not here, but no, it's there.
Sorry, I was reading this really long comment.
Yeah. So we'll move on though.
Oh,
It sounds like a very...
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Thank you guys for
Game
joining us
Hunter.
this evening. That was our intermission. We're going to jump back into what we call Chat Dark. I appreciate you guys coming. We appreciate the new chatter, and we'll be chatting with you more in the future, we hope. And
Based on Game X Hunter's comment, makes me want to create a channel under the D&D, in Discord under D&D, character ideas.
Yeah.
Future streams.
I think
we already have
no,
something
I
like
think,
that. Yeah.
I think there's a character ideas thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. All right.
That idea in there.
I appreciate everybody for joining us. We're going to jump back into the story because we got a new door to go through, not literally, but figuratively. So.
And Game X Hunter,
and
since
in a
your
way,
first time chatter, we do go chat dark once we do get back into the game. So we're not ignoring your comments. We are just chat dark.
Yeah. We'll see you next time, or see you later at the end of the stream. So.
I
Thanks
want
for
to hear
joining
more
us.
about Axe though.
Okay. Switch to. Whoops. That works. There we go. Okay. You guys have your happy reunion with everybody, including the horses, and at the time that you come back, Jericho had already talked it out with you ahead of time, and he's like, "I'm going to head back now." If seeing that it works, as he's walking through it, he looks back at you guys and shrugs as he makes his way through, and the tree portal closes behind, and you guys are there alone in the grove, ready to decide your fate. I do believe, obviously, because your plan was to rest that night so that she could get her spells back, and then make your way to. Correct me if I'm wrong, but your intent is to tree port directly. Let me go to the full map scene. So.
Yeah, there's a tree outside the east side of the deep wood.
Right.
With Philip's face on it.
Right.
A single eye
Mm-hmm.
on the face.
Yeah.
With little
Bunch of
mossy
little eyes.
eyeballs.
Yeah, I imagine it's like a nice looking, or like a big old eye, and then a bunch of knots that create all the little eye stalks
Mm-hmm.
Like
Cool.
ice
I like
dumplings.
that headcanon. I
Yeah.
can work with that.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you guys basically, as you can see on that map, you're right at that edge, that eastern edge near that tree line. You see stretching out to the north a vast field of grasslands and then hills and the ominous, luminous mountain in the distance. And then stretching out into the east, obviously stretching out to the south, you see a tree line and the mountains rising up next to you. And then as far to the east, you see the, again, more grasslands stretching to the edge of the horizon. And right at the edge of the horizon, you see mountains looming in the distance. You can't quite make out from this distance how any kind of structure or architecture until you move closer. And this is the next morning.
So the night before, before we head out,
Sorry,
I did have a little bit of role playing I wanted to do.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Just a little bit of role playing.
All right, baby. Very good. let me jump back to. We'll go dual cam. We haven't used this one in a while.
While we're gathered around the campfire, playing some music, we're relaxing. As soon as I finish my song, a thought comes into my head. And I'm like, hey, Lorkris?
Yes.
And I look at Philip. Since Guar's now part of the team and back with the family, do you think he can see Philip?
Guar, can you see Philip?
So he's
About right. And I'll walk over and he's about right here.
So you're effectively pointing at her shoulder where he's hovering,
Yeah.
and you see Guar. He does that doggy thing
We'll take it as a no. I'd imagine since he was not there to see that other beholder is why he can't see Guar. Guar can't see Philip. However, when we turn that other one into a pile of mist again, we'll reevaluate. Because that's when we were able to see him.
This is
It wasn't
true.
until we saw that beholder.
Pull out my notes.
So,
Make a note. Okay. Guar cannot see Philip. Junkapilla cannot see Philip. Alright. Okay.
but Guar, though you may not see Philip, know that Philip is there, and Philip loves you.
He stole the words right out of his mouth.
So he kind of rolls his eyes side to side, like he's trying to understand what you're saying, and he just kind of shrugs.
Philip, what do you think of Guar?
Well, the big wolf, and he looked a lot different than before when he was in his little boy form and stuff, But I mean, he's gonna be okay and stuff, right? I mean.
Oh yes, Guar is going to be completely fine. You have nothing to worry about, Philip.
As long as he doesn't lick me and eat me and pee on me, I'll be okay.
Well, he can't see you, so there's no way for him to try to eat you or even pee on you.
Well, then he could accidentally pee on me. You better make sure he doesn't do that.
Guar, you won't try to pee on Philip in or around Emillynn, will you?
He shakes his head. Philip's like, okay, then we'll be good to go. That's fine by me.
Fern is just staring at you uncomfortably. The whole time. Just so excited.
Yes.
You're gonna really like what I did.
I'm sure I will. You have a way with nature.
And I've gotten really good at making little structures and stuff. You're gonna like it. I'm just so excited.
Did you show anybody?
No?
No? Okay.
Even I haven't seen it. Neither has Rylar.
Rylar was like, yeah, I was just, you know, back getting food and stuff. It was good to be back getting food and stuff.
They were being responsible.
We did get you what Jericho had requested.
Rylar was like, oh yeah, I got to hold on to it. Here you go.
Ah, thank you.
Is it for what I think it is? And I hold up mine.
I mean, it's there, but
yeah, you guys see the loose one he made for Guar.
It's so cute.
So you can tell that because Mr. Jocko knew what was going on, they made some adjustments to it such that you can basically snap in the sash, so that it basically kind of becomes a part of it, and so
it's got a little ascot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll take it.
Make sure you add that ascot.
So I'll take it, and Guar, what do you think? Let him sniff it. Let him inspect it.
He sniffs it. He shakes his head and wags his tail.
Okay.
Let's make sure it's comfortable for him. That way, if it's not, we can port back and get something more comfortable.
If I'm not mistaken, this will make you strong, make you tough, more than you already are. Not that you're not. I mean, we know what you can do, but this will help ensure that you can continue to do what you do. And then Lorkris, probably for not the first time, but almost uncharacteristically, has like the biggest smile as he's assembling it and replacing the old one, hooking it up and placing it on him.
Right on.
So, yeah. All right. Well.
Yep. So he's all happy, and he's still kind of, he doesn't get too close to anybody else, but you can tell he's definitely feeling more secure now. So, anything else? Any other role playing this evening? All right. The morning comes, and you're standing before the tree portal that Fern has opened, leading to distant lands.
And before we walk in, I'm just gonna look at Guar and go, Guar, this may feel a little strange, but we got this. And Guar and I will be the last ones to walk through.
Okay.
I'm holding Philip's eye stalk as we walk through.
Holding his what?
I'm holding on to one of his little eye stalks as we walk through, so he feels safe and comfortable.
So you reach up and you grab hold of one of his eye stalks.
I'm not holding it. I just have my little finger hooked around it.
Hooked on.
Yep, like we're holding hands.
As you guys are going through, he whispers at you, this is kind of Philly, but I don't mind it too bad.
Hey, you're the one that talks about getting ate by the tree.
Well, that's true. All right.
Conversation as we're walking through.
All right, you guys are now on the other side. Like I said, just the way I described it before. What you see to the north, to the south, to the west doesn't matter because that's the way you came, and that's the deep
That's
wood.
our tunnel tree.
Yep.
Our tree tunnel.
And off into the distance. So basically you have two choices from where you stand, really, right? I mean, really you can do whatever you want, but the primary two choices are deciding what you had from talking to the MGA, you have more to explore, more to understand. They obviously want you to, and you want to, try and scout out and potentially infiltrate the Triumvirate, get closer to the
Gloom Crags.
the ruins of
Gloom Crags. Gloom Spire Crag.
Gloom Spire
or
Crag.
as we currently know it as,
Mhm.
because it is what the MGA has titled it from just giving it a placeholder.
Right.
So as we know, that is how we identify.
Correct. So you can either go that direction, or you can go northward. And while you're in this land, you do feel that pull again, but you don't have to make the saving throw this time. You feel, and you don't necessarily feel like you won't ever again, but at least at this moment, from this point, from this location, you feel a draw to it, but it's easily resistible. That doesn't mean you can't also consciously choose to go there if that's what you want. But you get the sense that you all kind of get the sense that you may end up missing some things you might need if you do.
I think that we should definitely try to figure out the whole triumvirate. I think that is more important, because I feel like if we were to go up the mountain and stuff, that's not going to be a good idea, considering what happened to, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. With extra greats in there, but I decided to be nice. What do you guys think?
Well,
Yeah,
we
I
do need
think
to figure out this Shadow Man. And I'm still wondering if it's the same shadow figure I saw in the tower.
I mean,
I feel that everything that we have learned, I feel that is a fair assumption.
Rylar asks,
Though it may not-
but if that's the case, why did it only show itself to her and not us too?
It was only a brief glimpse.
And if I remember correctly, we weren't all in the same room when it happened.
yeah.
I was up at the top.
I was downstairs trying to talk to the
Right,
ghost.
she was
And
by
if anything-
herself when it happened.
Yeah, and if Rylar was there, Rylar was looking the opposite direction.
No, he wasn't. He
'Cause I
wasn't
remember
even
it
on
was
that
only-
floor. Mhm.
Yeah,
No,
it
he
was
was
just
with me,
me
I
and
think.
Oh
Philip.
yeah.
But Philip
Yeah.
says he didn't see it either, so.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I said, it was just the briefest glimpse. I saw something shadowy.
I
Well-
think if we're gonna learn anything, figuring out what the Triumvirate knows will probably add more pieces.
Yeah.
And,
I think that's
and
his-
Philip chimes in and says, "Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember the Druid and the Archmagister. They were saying something about, they think that because those dudes at the Triumvirate are more into arcane magics, that they probably have a written history instead of the verbal pictorial history, right? So,
Yeah.
remember they asked you guys to look for that kind of stuff."
See, now you
So I
guys
think
know
we
how
should-
I'm somehow able to write very detailed reports.
Oh, I see how it is. I'm just your second brain now. Is that what it is?
Well, you help me remember things.
That's fair.
Well, that's what I'm here for. Mainly to help you remember your thongs so you can sing them to me.
So, Emillynn, can I see the map real quick?
Yes.
So I feel that if we're going to scout, I think our smartest approach is to scout from a distance first and assess the potential size of this so-called army. And only once we have a better idea of what crag looks like, we can then formulate a plan on how we're.
So
Do it in
Rylar
stages.
raises his hand.
Yes, Rylar.
Yeah.
So, well, if they're that way, right, to the east, maybe we should just like travel along the you know, this forest line at the edge of the mountains, and then as we get closer, when we finally see it, then we can like duck into the trees maybe and stuff.
Yep.
Maybe if we get closer, Fern can turn us into birds again, and we can get a.
Or wolves.
Well,
What are we gonna do with the horses?
I'd imagine we might want to create a point that we can access that's close. Not only for a way to get back, but a quick way out. So, once we find that spot that we feel comfortable, we can then appropriately send the horses home.
Or we could take
Make us
the
less of a
horses
target.
back to the tower.
So
Either
Fern,
Yes,
Yeah.
Rylar.
how many times can you make them tree portal things?
3 times a day. But that uses all of my most powerful spells.
No, that's not what I meant. Like, how many total ones can you make?
Oh, how many I think he's asking how many faces can you put on a tree to use?
I totally wrote that down. Hold on.
I know the answer.
It was what, 10? Oh, it was equal to my.
level.
It was equal to my level.
Yeah.
So 15.
So, in terms of above, you can make as many faces as you want.
Yeah.
But the ones that you actually connect to, you can only connect to 15 in total.
Yeah.
If
So I
remember
can make
correctly.
however many faces.
Yeah, no, he's asking basically how many portals you can make.
I can make 15.
And how many do you have right now? That's a lot.
4.
What?
4.
Oh. He shrugs. Okay.
In the sense of turning into wolves, I see where you're going with that. However, if we want to get a better look at the spire, either potentially use
Well,
Chonkapillar
Chonkapillar can do it.
to scout, or along with that, we could scout from the air.
Yeah. We could send Chonkapillar. I just don't know how Guar would feel about being a bird.
No.
So I figured it would be better just to send Chonkapillar and then the rest of together.
No need to for now, but
Well,
when we get close, that might not be a bad idea to potentially mask our appearance. I don't know how many other dire wolves are this north, but at a glance, a wolf pack doesn't seem too out of place.
yeah.
At least to me, we don't know what they might perceive. But I imagine it's better than showing up like this. I am quite distinct, and they do want my head.
Yeah. I think it would be better to just all of us travel as wolves together, closer, horses back. And then we would have a tree that's closer to the spire, and then we can send the horses back, and they would be safe. That's my thoughts. How's that sound, team?
I like it.
And if anything, we'll do what we always do. Improvise.
Yeah.
Okay.
We make a plan, and then we change the plan.
Usually what
do.
happens, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, I got a small little description. It's not super long like some other stuff, but I'm going to describe to you. You are now in the Orland Steppes, Part 1. what I entitled the Forlorn Plain. You head off into the east. The party travels across the vast, silent, empty plains with a lonely, cool wind foretelling of some long-lost history. For over 60 miles, it is filled with grasses, wheat, barley, etc. But that's what makes it so sad and forlorn. It is untended and forgotten, and quiet like the dead. And you make your way that 60 miles, a whole day, and into the evening. And eventually, what strikes you is the utter quietness of it. All the time, that light looming at the top of the mountain in the distance to the north, and the dark mountains to the east that you're heading towards. You guys find a copse of trees along the mountain edge to your right, to the south, and duck into them to make a camp. Do you guys make a camp with the campfire in this area? Because you estimate that you're still 60 plus miles from being able to, I mean, you at this point you've obviously moved 60 miles closer to the mountains, but still not close enough to begin to see anything more than just the mountains. But you suspect that if you understand the scale of the map correctly, that sometime the next day will probably be a little over 60 miles, somewhere in the neighborhood of 70, 80 miles total. But within that the next 60 mile stretch, probably halfway through that 60 mile stretch, you're likely to see something in the distance. And so that's kind of gives you a chance to plan your travel for another whole day. So the question then remains, you haven't seen anything. It's been quiet like a tomb. No, not even any kind of, occasionally you would see birds flying overhead, but always off in the distance. And because of it's grasslands and plains, you don't really see, except to your south, to your right, which is the tree line in the mountains looming above you. So it's been nice and cool, but quiet. It's up to you though. Do you guys want to set a fire for your camp or not? You normally do, but.
We want to draw
I don't
attention
know.
to ourselves.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think so either. Lorkris, your thoughts?
I agree. Light can be seen from a long way off. What's the weather like?
As I described it, again, you're going into the early part of fall now because the summer is past. So it's a lonely, cool wind foretelling of some long-lost history.
I mean, we could arguably still make a fire, a small one, dig a hole. What are those called? They're the ones where like you dig a deep hole and then you like dig a channel so the fire is actually in a pit and it's not up on the top level, so it's a bit more subdued. They're like a
Is it a fire pit?
Yeah, it's kind of like a fire pit, but it's like it's one. It helps protect the fire. It keeps keeps the flames from being like out in the open. So it's down low, beneath the ground level, and then there's a side channel for air to come in, and we can make because it'll probably get a little chilly tonight.
Yeah, but the smoke could draw attention.
I mean, we know how to make a relatively smokeless fire.
We do? Do you? I don't remember.
I think if you roll a survival check, it's you know how to. You have to be able to get the right kind of wood. So go ahead and roll me a survival check to see if there is the right kind of wood in the trees in this area.
Me too?
No, I'm talking about you. I think you and Rylar are the best survivalists, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, we would need this type of wood and or.
Rylar assist you a little bit. He'll give you a +1 on your roll.
So 22.
Okay, yeah. It turns out, yeah, there are some trees if you go a little farther up into the mountains, not very far, good 20-minute hike. You can find some trees some brush that you can use for the right kind of wood that would basically make a very low smoke fire.
I'd imagine this is probably the closest that we could make it. So.
Do you want me to make a thing like we've been making for protection?
Oh, another little dome.
Yeah.
Or
do you think that would be a bad idea here?
I think that might not be. In a way, it can potentially shelter some of the light from this fire and diminish it some if we angle it correctly. But I do not think a fully enclosed space would be a good idea. We are definitively in enemy territory.
Okay.
Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
So you're gonna create what, like a 3-wall little building?
Partition.
With the little like half roof.
Yeah.
Right, so that it blocks the light from the fields, but
kind of from like up high, but still leaves it wide open so that we view
fair enough.
Anything coming at us.
Gotcha. And you guys make camp, and I'm gonna roll. It's 4 sessions, right? 4 watches.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's Lorkris, Rylar, Fern, Emillynn. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
During Rylar's watch, he and Philip are, quietly chatting. And they both hear on the wind a kind of moaning sound. Somewhere on the wind. And so they perk up a little bit and watch. It's out in the direction of the fields, of the grassy plains. And so they kind of, Philip he gets as far from you as he can, which is limited. Rylar goes and he sneaks up by one of the trees that you guys are using as cover from the field, and just kind of watches. And he sees shadowy movement. It looks like figures moving through the grassy fields very slowly. Just at first he only sees one, then he sees a couple, like 3 of them. They're people moving through looks like people in the distance. Of course, it's nighttime. You know, he has the dark vision, but it's far away. There's enough moonlight that he sees the shadows of humanoid figures moving through the grassy plains, but they're not moving towards you guys. They look like they're just wandering across the fields, and they kind of aimlessly move in different directions and eventually start to move off at an angle towards the northwest. And at first he was thinking about, he says to Philip, "Philip, what do you think we should do? Should we wake everybody up?" And Philip says, "Well, are they coming this way?" And Rylar says, "No, it doesn't look like it." And Philip says, "Well, I mean, if they start to come this way, then I guess they could be a threat. Well, can't you see what they are?" And Rylar's like, "No, they're far away. They're shadows. I can't see them." And Philip's like, "Well, for now we just need to tell the next person on the watch and stuff. What do you think?" And Rylar's like, "Okay." So, who's the next person on the watch again?
Fern.
Fern. When Fern is awakened by Rylar to take her watch.
No, she comes out of meditation.
Oh, sorry, yeah, when she comes out of meditation on her own, he goes over. Rylar says, "Oh, Fern, you're up.
Yeah.
So, maybe it was bad that we didn't say anything, but I didn't feel like it was worth waking everybody up for. I saw 3, I think they were people. I couldn't tell, they're really far away in the grassy plains out that way. And we could hear them moaning. It was weird. It's like they were in pain or something."
Or zombies.
You think so?
Probably. Isn't that what the zombie sounded like when we had to kill them at that?
Oh, I guess they sort of did sound like that, yeah.
Were they coming towards us?
No, they were just kind of wandering.
Did you keep an eye on them?
Yeah, I watched them. They're like gone now.
Okay then, you did the right thing, I think.
Okay.
If they were coming towards us, then I would have been, like, why didn't you wake us up?
Well, I think our idea of keeping the light hidden, that was a good one, because, Yeah, Philip says, "Yeah, it was definitely a good idea. Lorkris is super smart." Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't tell him that to his face, though.
Well, don't worry. I'll just tell him this Mac stuff. That's my favorite thing he does. So, in the morning, you all, you let everybody know what happened, and so
There's probably zombies out there, guys, so we're probably getting close.
Okay. The next morning, you head off again on your horses, with Guar easily following along next to you. Actually, it's harder for him to go slow than you guys. The horses can trot. You're going you're not going at a high pace. You're just going at a relaxed clip. Keep them fresh, and there's no reason to be in any hurry. Just being on the horses, you're going to be making a lot better time than you would have otherwise. After about an hour more travel, the grassy plains give way to a huge gray wasteland that spreads across the land for another 60 miles in the distance. And at first, you look at this grassy wasteland and you wonder, you see little dots in the distance, not sure what they are, like the landscape is dotted. And now here at the edge of this wasteland, 60 plus miles away, those mountains are becoming more clear. You think you might see a structure, but it's still pretty far. So, but if you see it now, you think, wow, it must be pretty big, because you are starting to see the shape of something, a structure, in the distance.
Do you guys think that we should send out Pillar to see what those likely dots are out there?
That's a good idea.
Okay. So you guys pause for a sec. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, say
Dragonfly time!
yeah, nope, we're good. Out of character, I was thinking also possibly sending Guar a little bit, but I feel that if they're that far out, I don't think it makes sense.
No.
And Lorkris would be like, yeah, no, I think Pillar's fine.
Okay, Pillar, can you go out there and take a look-see and see what those like little dots are out there in the distance? Just so we have an idea of what's out there. I think the fastest way that you can do it is dragonfly form.
He goes, meep, meep. And nods his head. Okay. He pops like a bubble into dragonfly form and is buzzing there above you. In dragonfly form, he goes over and nudges Rylar in the face a little bit and then flies off. You see him hovering in the distance, his shiny rainbow glinting in the autumn sun. It's a cloudy day. It's overcast. You find it interesting because yesterday's day was kind of just, there were some lazy clouds in the sky, right? But now it's overcast as far as the eye can see in both directions. It's kind of like that autumn, you know, that transition from summer to autumn when you start to see lots of clouds, you know, kind of grayish clouds. Maybe they're gonna rain, maybe they're not, but they definitely, you know, create a gloomy effect. And you do notice that they get a lot darker heading towards the destination that you're going toward. So after a little while, Fern, you get the sense that Chonkapillar is a little not afraid, but just kind of creeped out by what he sees. After he scouts out what you guys see in the distance along the landscape, and he flies back to you. And the feeling that you get from him is death and war.
Oh no.
But, you know, and battle and old.
Oh, you guys, there's probably an old battleground out there. He said that he felt creeped out and stuff. So there's probably a lot of dead skeletons out there and everything. And there's probably going to be undead. I'm just guessing. I'm just assuming. Is that a good assumption, Chonkapillar?
He actually, with that, he gives you a kind of feeling of confusion or you know, I don't know. So you get the sense emotionally that he didn't perceive anything like that when he was out there.
Okay. Thank you, Chonkapillar. I'm sorry you had to see that with your little eyeballs.
Okay.
But yeah, it's probably an old battleground, and there's probably a lot of dead things. And I'm just going to assume that when night falls, there's going to be undead out there. So.
From what you can tell, if you're going to proceed this direction, there's no way to avoid this because it stretches off to the edge of your vision in both north and east.
We have to go through it, though.
You do notice there's a, after looking a bit, a little, not too far from you, a little bit north, you notice what looks like a cobbled together kind of gray stone road path kind of thing. Mostly just kind of dumped gravel and stones. It's only about a football field away from you. About 300 yards. I mean, 100 yards. 300 feet.
The road probably leads to the capital, which is probably the castle. I learned that from one of your songs, Miss Ray.
Do we think it's wise to send the horses now?
Probably.
I know it's still going to be a long walk, but I fear that if we get too close, we might not have a tree to send them back.
Okay.
After he says that, looking off to the east and to the south towards the mountain and ridge line and the trees, sure enough, in the distance, the farther it goes into this, it does look like the trees, again, it's a wasteland. From here, it just kind of ends in a gray wasteland, and as if nothing grows out there anymore. And you get the sense that the trees in the distance are starting to be that way too. So he's probably right. One of the nearest trees, it's kind of this sort of almost a border edge between the grassy plains and this wasteland, would be just as good as any, unless you want to backtrack some.
Well, I kind of want to put the one as close as possible. What do you guys think?
As close as we're gonna get?
At least, I think this is probably the closest we're going as of now.
We're going to
there's
send
a
them?
chance. There's a chance that we might find one closer, but I feel this is the smartest decision.
Yeah.
We don't know what's in that spire.
So you guys are okay with me sending them directly to the ugly Lorkris face one, right?
I mean, why not send them to your garden?
Because I thought somebody said something about the tower. I thought.
I know originally that's our plan, but
Send them to the garden. I don't care if the horses step on stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Send them back to the garden.
And Rylar says, and the druid and his people are there. If we send the horses through, we could send a note, or at least we could just wave and say hi, and then they'll know that we're intending to send the horses through.
I can also just tell Jocko.
That too, but I think a note, explaining what we see would be a good idea.
Just fair. We can give them a heads up that we're sending the horses back, and Emillynn dropped up a.
Does that mean we gotta unpack all the extra provisions and gear and stuff?
Yep.
I think as much as we can carefully or effectively carry. I know.
I can help with that.
What do you mean?
So one of the times when you guys were, when we've been back and stuff, I asked Mr. Jocko if he could help me talk to, the Druid and the MGA peoples, when I was running my errands and having, we were a little bit separated for a little bit, and so I went and asked him for another bag of holding, so we got another one.
Good job, Rylar.
Very cool.
So we can put everything in there.
So, I'm gonna pick a really nice tree, and I'm going to sculpt the face of Guar's human face onto it.
Guar's human face on it. Okay. As you do that, Guar...
With a big smile.
Yeah, of course he doesn't... Guar watches you, but sitting next to Lorkris. And,
I don't say anything out loud. Everybody knows about Guar. I just make the face. I don't make a big deal of it.
Well, he
Like us
doesn't
normally
even.
do.
I mean, obviously, there's no way for him to necessarily even know it's for him because you can't make. You don't. Your character doesn't make these perfect faces. They're obviously, they're just kind of. So.
They're
All right.
close enough.
So you make the Guar face. You use your 6th level spell again, teleport, and
I tell Jocko horses are incoming. While she's like doing all that, so he's got a moment, like a few moments, however long it takes her, like 10-15 minutes of like knowing that they're coming. Emillynn is frantically writing a 10-page essay for a short note.
Short note would be like 4 or 5 pages.
Har, you guys.
Close enough.
So yeah.
It's true though.
All right.
Yeah.
The horses are
So you
back,
kind of give them.
and you guys are now on foot. Gonna take a little longer, but that's all right.
It's smarter that way for the horses.
A little riskier for yourselves because it means if you have to make an escape, you're gonna have to find other forms of transportation or just hope you can outrun whatever's chasing you. But
I'll just save my really big spell, change us into wolves.
so, after that, you step forth into the Orland Steppes Part 2, the ancient battlefield. And I'll re-describe it one more time with a little bit more filled in. A huge wasteland spreads across the land for another 60 plus miles into the distance north and east. It is a massive and ancient battlefield littered with the bodies of long dead armies, filled with the remains of elves, Goliaths, and various humanoid monster corpses. It becomes obvious that most of these bodies, like, they're so decayed. You find it interesting though that after 15,000 years, some of these corpses have stayed. Well, they're not completely disintegrated to dust. So you get the sense that either their long living bones are just long lasting, and or that there must be some sort of other factor in play as well. But yeah, you find little pockets, little patches here and there of bodies with weapons, and it is, as I said, a battlefield. And you move on throughout the afternoon. It's quiet. The dead soldiers from a war long ago don't rise to greet you, at least not yet. But about halfway through your day, you first see in the distance the citadel of the Triumvirate. On the map, it's known as the Gloomspire Crag, but that was a name given to it by the MGA scouts years ago. But I just realized something. Oh my God! There is a way I can show people stuff. Whoops, wrong map. All right, we're in full map scene, right? I can bring this. No, that doesn't work. Oh, never mind. I can do it over you guys. Boo, 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 boo.
Oh, you were trying to
yeah,
indicate
but I can't do it over the map
yeah.
because it's a static picture. Son of a biscuit eater.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, forget that, guys. All right, moving on. You see the citadel. The architecture is interesting. It's different than the mainland that you're from, and obviously different from the wood elves, the gloam elves, right? It's a very kind of imagine a kind of a mixture of that old Middle-aged, Dark Ages European stone castle architecture, but a little bit more advanced than that because it's got these beautiful Gothic arches and kind of pointed spires, and it almost kind of looks like a spooky haunt, somebody's artistic version of if you took Dracula's castle and turned it into a small city keep. That's what it would be. It'd be like huge, but also that kind of spooky and archway, kind of dark Gothic look. Of course, you can only just barely see it in the distance. It's getting closer and closer, obviously, as you walk towards it. And but still, so far, it's quiet. It's just quiet as a tomb. You're literally surrounded, and there are points in your walk where you actually have to avoid large pockets of dead corpses, and then other places where there's just that gray dirt, that gray wasteland. And now by this time, obviously, the trees at the edge of the mountains to your south are just all kind of craggly dead, like winter or autumn have killed them over a long haul. And Fern gets a yucky feeling again, similar to what she was getting from when she was in the Glomelf land, but different. It feels oppressive, and as if this feels different. In the Glomelf land, it was as if the land itself and nature was corrupted, right? And transformed into something, this corrupted thing. Here, it feels like the life force is just drained out of the land. Not like it's dangerous to you right now, but enough that it, over thousands of years, nothing grows here anymore. Almost similar to the miasma that seeped out of the portal, but not quite as not quite as active and aggressive as that was. This is just more like a passive death hanging over everything, and
passive death.
But not, passive death, just hanging over anything, just very draining the life out of everything. And as if the land itself was just too despondent to go on, if that makes sense. As you continue on the rest of the day and into the evening, you need to, the night is starting to fall, and there's almost no trees. There's just basically stone mountains to your right, to the south, and copses of gnarled dead trees. There's no cover anywhere, just more and more battlefield. You're amazed that this battlefield goes on for, at this point, 50 miles. And you're not far from the Citadel now. You believe that where you've come to in this time, you can see the Citadel and its architecture clearly now. A lot of it is in ruins and falling apart. And it really is, it's this kind of stair step, almost like they took a mountain and made a castle on it. And it's just this dark Gothic spires and reaching up into the distance of this mountain. And you do far into the distance at the line, the line of the horizon, right in front of the castle, you think you see movement, just kind of dark movement. And
should I send out Chonkapillar again?
Well, it's far enough away. It's still miles away, probably a good 10 miles away. So that's probably a bit far to have him go. You do notice that there are enough gnarled trees in the tree line. There's no cover for like a campsite, but you could, if you wanted to keep moving, move amongst the trees and sort of, obscure yourselves a bit, especially if you use your spell that you like, your Pass Without Trace.
My Pass Without the Trace.
Yeah. But you'd have to basically move into the night and potentially risk getting a level of exhaustion if you do.
I think we should rest, actually.
I think we should wait. At this point, I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out the vials of the green flecked holy water. I had 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 left. I made 10 more.
Nice.
In that time that we were there. So that's 3 for everybody.
Right.
So I will disperse 3 to everyone. Now, I will say that we've seen how this worked against the those Glomelves spirits. I'd imagine they would work very similarly in this situation. I don't have much more as of now, but it is possibly a good idea in a pinch. They probably won't like it, but yes. Just don't miss.
So Rylar asks, but where are we gonna camp?
Well, I think though it might not provide really any true cover, I would imagine not being directly out in the open amongst these remnants of trees is probably the best. At least if they come for us, there's...
What do you think, Miss Ray?
I'm not a big fan of camping out in the open, especially in enemy territory. But we'll have to improvise and make do with what we can. He's looking around.
Philip says, well, you're supposed to be super smart and adaptable and stuff. I think you guys have the answer right before you.
Describe the area one more time.
Well, like redescribing it, it's I'll just describe when he says that he kind of all of his eyes go on Fern.
Are you talking about me making like a little thing again?
He goes, sticks his tongue out and goes,
Well,
I guess I'd imagine if we do it amongst these trees, it might provide a slightly better form of cover.
yeah.
what? And Rylar says, oh, I see what he's saying. And then we could like enclose ourselves in it.
Yeah. Where we're super safe, and I could probably make some like peepholes. Like little ones. For watch.
Well, you kind of would need to, so we can have some air to breathe.
That is very true.
I would say probably the main entrance facing away from the face of the spire and having slats along the forward out so we can back out rather than them come in. They'd have to get around us to get into this space.
Yeah. So we have a door.
Yeah.
A little door.
Just make it big enough for Guar, please.
Oh. I understand that you have to say these things because it's new and you think you have to protect Guar and stuff, but I'm pretty sure Guar can crawl a little. I'm sure he's capable of doing such things. And I'm pretty sure I can make a door big enough for that.
Yes.
Okay.
I got you, Lorkris.
So let me clarify, or I want you to clarify for me. You're making an open doorway, an arch of some kind? It's not going to be
Like
completely enclosed?
Well, because otherwise we're gonna have to spend time in the breaking it open.
Really?
Because it turns into solid stone.
Right.
But you have stone shape.
Non-magical solid stone.
But you have stone shape.
But that wastes a spell slot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So being able to be completely fresh in the morning makes sense to have.
I mean, I could do the whole stone shape thing. That would just be down a 4th level spell slot
Wait,
to open the door in the morning.
okay. Don't know why I didn't think of this. Stone shape, a round archway, and a separate round stone. We can just roll into place, and then roll out of the way.
Okay.
That. I can do that.
So I have Chonkapillar sitting here in his old form, just for funsies, because. All right. So let me first of all.
I was like, oh my god, is Fern getting the actual version of Chonkapillar?
No, yeah, not the giant version. Yeah, just for fun. All right. So.
You know, she'd be like riding Chonkapillar into battle.
Oh yeah, I would ride Chonkapillar into battle.
I'm gonna set this.
Screaming obscenities and druidic.
I'm gonna set the stage here for next week. I want you to first describe to me, while I'm getting the stuff for it, what size you're gonna make this little structure.
I'm gonna make it as kind of small as possible, so we can use our body temperature to keep us warm. It's gonna be like a 10 by 10 by 10.
I'm sorry to cut you off. As small as possible isn't. I need dimensions. I need you guys to discuss amongst each other what dimensions you want it to be, so I can draw it and stuff.
I could do like a 10 by 20. I could do like a 10 by 10 if we want really small.
10 by 20.
10 by 20.
I mean, there's 4 of us and a direwolf. Like, it's got to be big enough for 4 of us and a direwolf to move. So I think 10 by 20.
And then we could do the long way so we can easier. Does that sound good, you guys?
10 by 20.
Can we fit in that?
I mean, is Guar gonna be okay with us being that close quarters?
He's gonna kinda have to be Guar, I'm sorry. He can literally sit against the wall, and Lorkris could be between us.
So Rylar asks, how big could you make it? Like, could you make it 20 by 20?
I could.
Yeah, might as well. I think 20 by 20 is probably... Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, 20 by 20.
Yeah.
I think 20 by 20 is solid.
Okay.
It's not
Who?
so big that it's like a massive structure, but it's definitely big enough to allow us to be able to effectively not trip over ourselves as we're trying to get in and get out if we need to.
Yeah, 20 by 20. Then I'll use that spell slot to do that.
So is it going to be a square structure?
Yeah, it has to be a square. Unless I use stone shape to kind of round it out a little bit.
So I mean, I guess if you're going to do slits, you would have to use stone shape on it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want it to be rounded or square? It's okay, whichever one you guys want.
Well,
easier for me to draw a square, but
in terms of structure with stone shape, I would think that get the structure as like almost like an igloo. So it's very flat but kind of domed, and then use your stone shape to make it shift and move.
Wouldn't you have to use
trees.
multiple castings of stone shape to get that though? Like stone shape.
Hold on, I'm looking.
I don't think stone shape can do that.
Yeah,
much.
you touch one stone object, medium size. Yeah, so I'd have of it.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see what other spell I got.
That would not be a good idea.
I mean, square is fine. It's simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is this. I'm going to draw it like this. I'm going to say that you guys are putting the door, the doorway here at the, you know, not centered, but over here. That way, you can roll the round stone into place.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that too well. Let me go full map
Yeah,
for you guys.
I have a feeling we're gonna have combat next session.
I'm just gonna show you. There we go. Yeah.
Of course, gotta get some.
Well, I draw because I know Aries loves this part. So create this, and we're gonna put. So as you can see, we got the round stone you were talking about, right? And then we got the doorway right here. Technically, obviously, these are thick, but I'm not going to draw the thickness. And you would probably put the slits kind of like this, right?
Yeah.
And probably have one right here as well. And so, yeah, this would be pretty comfy for all of you guys. I think, right? Maybe him in the middle.
I don't think War would want to be close to any of us ladies.
No, that's true. Yeah. Like maybe like this. The two guys over here, and then like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like this. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe have Rylar by the door. Because it's going to be shut, obviously, when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Maybe you would probably want to be over here.
Yeah, I think that's probably, yeah.
There you go. So that will be your sleep structure. And I'm assuming that you would put a fire pit in the center. A little fire pit, right?
Yeah.
And then a hollow part at the ceiling so that the heat and the smoke can go out.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna basically draw, you know, there's little battle chunks, bodies, and, you know, debris from not palisades, but those wooden structures. I forget what they're called, but
oh yeah.
battle structures and stuff.
Ramparts.
Yeah, ramparts. They're just like, you know, barriers.
Yeah.
Set up. Like I said, some of this is debris. Some of this is just broken bones and bodies. Stones. And I'm actually gonna, you know, kind of throw actual bodies in certain areas. I have, some of these are lizard man skeletons, but they're all skeletons of either, well, no, I guess I did say there's humanoid monsters. Well, not in this area. In the areas that you guys had seen before, there were some, but now the farther in you get, the more it's just gargantuans and gloam elves, or Goliaths and wood elves. So all these skeletons are just, you know,
those guys.
Yep. They're just lying in the cold, hard dirt. And yeah, this will be a nice place to wrap up after I describe this and tell you what happens. But basically that night, just as you're making camp, as you finally finish all the finishing touches on your little protective structure, you hear moaning sounds, and you see the bones of the dead start to rise from their spots, from their places. And
oh no!
You a lot of these are they just look like cold, dead, undead things. There's no these particular ones. They just ancient bones that have been animated by some sort of necromantic malice. Nothing, not like an actual person. They're just kind of the wandering dead, right? And they just kind of start milling about and wandering off in different directions. Some wander away from. I'm leaving these here in place, right? Because they all rise, right? Some of them wander off in different directions, and then some end up nearby, like as others filter from other places. And there's hundreds of them at least in just this, 4 square mile area. So hundreds of them spread out, but they're aimless. They're not being controlled by anything. They don't come. Sometimes they'll bump into your building, but they just kind of meander by it. They don't assault. They don't attack. They don't seem to be having any kind of direction. And you get a kind of a pretty quiet night. You think pretty. It's for every person on watch. It's nerve-wracking, and for some of the folks trying to sleep or meditate, it's a little tough to let go and truly be in a focused mode of meditation, or truly let yourself sleep. So you're a little bit rough sleep, but it's not anything where you're going to have a level of exhaustion or anything. But definitely during the last watch, deep in the night.
My watch.
Yeah, but not right at the end of your watch, but at the beginning of your watch.
Fern.
So yeah, at the beginning of your watch, when it's still deep into the night, just past that witching hour, somewhere around 4 a.m. or between 3 and 4 a.m. You see moving towards you so I'm gonna orient you guys.
Oh, so I would have all of my stuff back because I would have slept.
Yes, you would have meditated, you have all your stuff. You haven't used anything, so you're gonna have all your stuff. So this is
Free will, just free.
This is north, so of course south, east, west. The castle's in that direction towards you guys. The mountains are this direction, right at the edge over here. And but moving from the north east, you see the two of you ladies taking turns looking through the slits, watching, just to be safe. Watching the meandering dead. You see bluish glow moving towards you, a blue glow. It looks like, at first it's just kind of a faint, dim blue glow. Just tiny pinpricks of bluish light. And then as it moves closer, you notice more of a glow, and you ultimately notice 6 glowing blue eyes. And basically, it looks like they're heading right towards your structure. And they are, as they get that close, you guys definitely see that they look like skeleton warriors in some sort of battle gear, with glowing blue eyes, and even a kind of a blue glow within their bones, and it's exuding out of them, and they look hyper focused on your structure and are moving your way. As they move your way, you happen to notice that the other skeletons nearby begin to follow and step in line. And I'm sure that you have it looks like you have a question, Fern.
Is it the same color, the same blue glow?
Yes, it is a very much the same blue glow from the mystery times long ago.
Curse that color blue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And yeah, these look like some sort of skeletal blue warrior,
And I get to
sword
kill
wielding.
them.
Perhaps they're some sort of sword wraith, perchance.
Perchance.
But
The welcome party has arrived.
Yeah, but it seems that the you guess, you hope and you guess that they're some sort of scouting group wandering across the plains and happening to notice, hey, there's a structure here. We're gonna check it out. And what you find interesting is that as soon as they come within a certain distance, the skeletons basically start to form up as if it's they're there to follow their orders. And regardless of what kind of skeleton they are. And they're heading your way, so of course, you guys wisely wake up your friends.
She kicks Lorkris is the
I go
color
wake
blue.
up Rylar.
Yep. And that is where we will end. You guys will see what happens with the facing off against the undead scouting party.
Yep.
Guaranteed. Somebody clipped it. We're deleting it as soon as you.
See, here's the thing. You said something, so now it's going to be there.
It's going to be on the YouTubes forever, there, girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The clip can be deleted.
Yeah, but then they can just make another one because it'll be on YouTube.
Aries, that's awesome.
Yeah.
D&D has become Left 4 Dead or Last of Us or Dying Light or insert other zombie games. Why didn't the party torch the skeletons when they had a chance? Well, of course, I mean, they are bumping into the walls like bad tenants in 2B at 4 a.m. Well said, sir.
I know typically,
Of course he clipped it. Blue glow.
yeah, you get,
Spooky, cowering ostrich. DB style. Interesting name?
That's not him, that's Twitch doing that.
Yeah, I know.
It's really interesting. It's interesting that you use the word spooky. But at any rate, fantastic.
oh boy. Oh boy.
Poor Banana Tom couldn't make it all the way through around 9/11. His narcolepsy started kicking in, so.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, that's all right, Banana Tom. The YouTubes are there for you.
Exactly.
So we ended up wrapping up a little bit early tonight. Although it would actually end up a little bit late if we were gone this far next week. But since next week we're going to start right at the beginning of this encounter. So back to this scene here. Once again, guys, thank you all for joining us this wonderful night, Saturday night. We're honored, especially Aries and Banana Tom, and all you folks who are still here this late into the session.
Yes.
you know, we don't like to pry, so we don't look and see unless you chat with us, and that's okay. But my goodness, they're close to the Citadel. We'll see what happens next.
Bud, thank you for joining us.
Oh my gosh, Tater Lord, you're still here. Yes, you have a question.
Tater, he's a potato.
Oh no, I was gonna say Fusca's live if we want to raid him.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna start raiding out. Thank you.
Oh, who's live?
Who's live?
Fusca, and I just checked Insomnia Knight's in his chat right now.
Okay. What do you guys
I
think?
can type
Do
it.
we want to, for our first time, raid Insomnia Night, or do we want to try this?
Well, Insomnia Knight's not going to be going live for.
Yeah, no, he's just in their chat. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do what? Him or Fusca?
Insomnia Knight's
Because
not live
Insomnia
yet.
Knight's not live.
Oh, he's not
He's
live
just
yet.
in
Okay,
his-
okay.
Yeah, but he's active in Futsika's chat. So
Oh, okay. Fusca?
Yeah, I can type it in chat. I can do it if you want me to.
No, oh yeah, type it in chat then, or you can just spell it to me and because I have to bring it up so that I can raid.
No, she can type.
No, I can do
she's
it.
She's a mod. She
I
can do
do it
slash
from
raid.
chat.
I know, but I would like to follow them. I guess if we raid them, I'll be able to follow them. So yeah, that's a good idea. So, all right, once again, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode. We appreciate you so much. And yeah, it was a blast. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Tune in. Check out all of our streams other times.
Do you have to? Do you have to do the @
no, it's just r/.
Did I do it right?
It should be slash raid and then their name.
Yeah.
Or I can click the raid button and then look for it. How do you spell it?
FOO.
FOOZCA.
Fusca. Got it. Okay. So I'm going to start the raid. Everyone, stick around, please. It helps us and them, brightens their day, and helps support the channel. We appreciate you guys for hanging out this late. You guys are freaking amazing. And we'll see you next time. Good night.
Peace.
Goodbye.